Just started university, and my beautiful tutor turns out to be the mother of my child. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 176 Dawn of Victory. On the way back, Lin Ji spoke first. Brother, I'm sorry to have caused you trouble. Lin Feng smiled and said, this is not a big deal. It's you, don't take it to heart. Seeing Lin Ji beside him and the three people behind him, they all showed angry expressions on their faces. Lin Feng sighed helplessly. There are a lot of such bad things around us, and they happen more or less every day. You have entered college from high school and entered a larger and more complicated circle. You must have met all kinds of people. Faced with such things, ask yourself if you can endure it and whether you feel wronged. If you feel wronged, just do it. If you don't accept it. If you feel you can endure it, then endure it and it will pass. There are too many things in life that are hard to be perfect. Don't be too wrong to yourself, and don't let yourself be too irritable. In fact, sometimes it is quite contradictory. The key is to see how you think. Taking a detour, Lin Feng said again. If I beat him half to death today, I have the confidence to pay millions. I beat him to disability, so I have the confidence to pay hundreds of thousands. But if I have nothing, doing this will only drag down my family and cause irreversible consequences. Lin Feng smiled faintly. So only with money can you have confidence. I hope you can all work hard and have confidence in everything you do in the future. While talking, they returned to the villa. Zhang Yuxi had been waiting in the living room for a long time. Seeing them come back, she and Abe immediately came to greet them. When he saw that Lin Ji had injuries on his face changed slightly. I'll go get the medicine box. That time when the babies were bitten by mosquitoes, the medicine box was full. It's not a big problem, just a little bruise. Lin Feng laughed. It's not a big deal, there's really no need to be serious. He sat down and talked about the things he had encountered. I used to work as a waiter at KFC, and I accidentally spilled Coke on a customer's pants. It was only a little bit, but the customer wouldn't give up, saying that his pants were King Boss brand, so what if they cost more than 1,000? I apologized several times, and finally paid more than 200 for dry cleaning. After that, I was delivering a takeaway, and I was 1 minute late. The customer said he would not accept the meal and cursed me. There are too many people like this who find faults, and you will always encounter a few every day. Lin Feng shared a lot of things he encountered with him. Zhang Yuxi felt distressed. I didn't expect that Lin Feng had suffered so much grievance before. I've said so much, I'll stop here, you can think about it slowly. We are all men, don't be unhappy about such a trivial matter. Take a bath and go to bed early. Lin Feng saw that it was almost time, so Zhang Yuxi helped him to pee the baby. In the crib, Lin Feng stroked their little faces. I hope that the babies will become strong people from the inside out in the future. Zhang Yuxi hugged him. Hubby. I love you. Lin Feng was a little confused. What's wrong? You were wrong before. Lin Feng laughed. What are you wronged about? Think more open-mindedly, take things lightly, and you will have a good life. Have you never been wronged in life? Zhang Yuxi smiled sweetly. I haven't been wronged since I was with my husband. Lin Feng raised his eyebrows. Really? Then I'll let you feel wronged. Lin Feng said, and then he rushed over and taught Zhang Yuxi a lesson. In the living room, Lin Ji and others listened to Lin Feng's words. Gradually, they felt that this matter was nothing. Men must be strong enough. Only then can they protect what they want to protect. The next day, the wounds on several people's faces became more obvious. But their expressions didn't seem to be a big deal. Lin Feng was making breakfast and asked Abe to wake Zhang Yuxi up to run. Without exception, Zhang Yuxi was too tired to get up today. You guys eat, I'll go get the babies up. Zhang Yuxi was still sleeping, and she said in a daze that her waist was going to break. Lin Feng couldn't help but smile when he heard it. He helped the babies pee and poop, thinking that since the babies could walk, they could use the baby toilet. Then, he made hairstyles for Erbeo and Sanbeo. At this time, Zhang Yuxi woke up and helped her to go wash up. Lin Feng opened the most complete collection of girls' braids in history that he had collected before. It was a pity to find that the picture was broken. But he had other collections. Sanbeo's hair was smooth and easy to take care of. This time, Lin Feng braided them into pigtails and put 2 small flowers on them. They looked very cute. Later, he also braided 2 pigtails for Erbao, with the same 2 small flowers. Lin Feng didn't think anything of it. Until the babies played, the pigtails were like weapons, and whoever got close to them would be swept in the face. Sibao didn't learn his lesson and wanted to play. He also hung toys on Erbao's pigtails and swung them around. Erbao laughed happily. When Sibao went to find Sanbao, he was stunned for a moment. Probably remembering the experience of pulling hair, he silently put down his hand. Sanbao blinked his big eyes, smiled with a confused look, and gave the toy to Sibao. Sibao took the toy and left. Lin Feng burst into laughter when he saw this scene. After breakfast, Lin Ji did not go out, but went to play basketball. Lin Feng cooked, they washed the dishes, and also went out to play skateboards and took walks with Lin Feng's family. They never mentioned what happened that day again. In a blink of an eye, the small toilet arrived. Lin Feng bought a multifunctional one. When the baby was young, he could sit in the potty and go to the toilet by himself. When he is a little older, the seat can be installed on the household toilet, and the barrel of the small toilet can be turned into a small pedal, which is convenient for the baby to go to the toilet by himself. The design for male babies is also very considerate. There are also 2 small handles and a washable seat. This morning, Lin Feng was the first to test Dabao. Dabao was a little confused and was at a loss when sitting on it. Lin Feng told him, pee and poop while sitting. Dabao looked at Lin Feng blankly. Lin Feng found a small toilet used by other babies, squatted on it, and imitated them to poop. Push harder, son, pee, poop, poop. Finally, Dabao couldn't hold it anymore, and his little face turned red. Solved. Lin Feng gave Dabao a thumbs up, baby is great. Then he wiped Dabao's butt and washed his butt. Now the babies are still wrapped in diapers, and they will be removed when the weather gets warm. Next came Erbao and Sanbao. They sat on the toilet with confused faces. Not far away, there was a toilet used by Dabao for demonstration. Lin Feng explained it over and over again. Erbao solved the problem without saying a word. Sanbao also understood how to use it, and everything went smoothly. Zhang Yuxi was surprised and happy when she saw it. The babies are so smart, they can learn it once they are taught. Lin Feng was also very pleased. I will install a small toilet for boys in the toilet to make it convenient for them to pee and poop. Guide the babies to go to the toilet to pee and poop by themselves. The couple seemed to see the dawn of victory. When the sleepy Sibao sat on the small toilet, he tilted his head, sat on it with his bare buttocks, and slept soundly. The toilet was there, but it was a small chair for Sibao. Lin Feng. He woke up Sibao, hurry up and pee, poop. Sibao shook his head in annoyance, opened his eyes sleepily, and yawned delicately. Daba, pee. Lin Feng smiled and coaxed him, come, pee here, poop. In order to guide Sibao, Lin Feng left Dabao's results aside and pointed at it. Lin Feng made a gesture, pee, poop. Sibao was alert and stood up with his bare buttocks, no. Lin Feng pointed at the big toilet, this is daddy, mommy, this is yours. No. Sibao refused, looking uncomfortable, Daba, pee out. Lin Feng took a look and immediately gave Sibao the pee and poop. Sibao felt comfortable and sat on the toilet again, looking like he was using it as a small stool. Lin Feng called Dabe. Dabe came running up and Lin Feng handed Sibao to it. Help me watch over him, don't let him go downstairs. Otherwise he would roll down the stairs. After Lin Feng came out of the toilet, Sibao was having a lot of fun sitting on the toilet. Lin Feng picked him up, okay, I don't want to play anymore. Chapter 177 Women's thoughts are really strange. It seems that we still need to get a peeing pool. Lin Feng took out his mobile phone and called Liu Bo. He asked him to buy a peeing pool with adjustable height. The whole villa was equipped with it. Half an hour later, Liu Bo delivered the peeing pool. He also brought the princess dresses that Lin Feng liked. Zhang Yuxi was very happy. I also brought little princess hairpins and hair ties. These are all selected by Xiaotong. I think they are all beautiful. Zhang Yuxi looked at the cute hairpins and couldn't let them go. She could imagine what the babies would look like wearing them. Thank her for me. Liu Bo smiled and said, sister-in-law, you are too polite. It's just a small favor. Brother, sister-in-law, I have other things to do, so I'll go. Okay, thank you for your hard work today. It's okay. If you need anything in the future, just tell me. I'll send it to you. After making the peeing pool, Lin Feng also laid a non-slip mat to prevent the babies from falling. After working for half an hour, Lin Feng finally finished it. It was almost time for the babies to pee, so it was a good opportunity to use it. Lin Feng asked Dabao and Sibao to come over and stand in a row to pee. In order to get them used to it, Lin Feng pretended to support Dabao and made a fake peeing motion. It's time to pee, you can't hold it in, it will be uncomfortable. Dabao, this little guy, is the most stable and obedient among the 4 babies. Lin Feng said to the peeing pool, SHH, SHHH. Dabao couldn't hold it in anymore, and he shivered all over and peed. Perfect. Lin Feng kissed Dabao and praised him. Dabao is great, very good. He sent Dabao out, and then Sibao. Sibao was playful and thought it was interesting, looking at Lin Feng with a smile. It was obvious that he wanted Lin Feng to pee. Lin Feng said patiently, no, the baby has to do it by himself. Sibao stood in front of the peeing pool reluctantly. 5 minutes passed. Lin Feng. He stood up and stood beside Sibao, waiting. Sibao was tired of standing, and wanted to sit for a while looking at the small toilet. Lin Feng made a fake move of peeing, and Sibao wanted to lean on Lin Feng's arms comfortably. Lin Feng was far away from him, and immediately leaned over, and was shocked. Finally, he finished peeing and put Sibao back. Next was Erbao and Sanbao. One of them was dark pink and the other was light pink, very beautiful. The 2 little girls walked today, and their pigtails trembled. They sat for a long time before peeing. Lin Feng told them that this was the place for peeing and pooping. Sanbao seemed to understand, and Erbao ran to play. The couple was worried about not using a walker, and had to watch them. The floor was made of wood, and it would be very painful if they fell. Lin Feng held the door frame, feeling that this was a long and arduous task and had to be done slowly. Afterwards, all the princess dresses brought by Liu Bo were washed and dried outside. It's almost time to prepare lunch. Lin Ji and his friends are watching a movie in the villa cinema. Call them after lunch is ready. Zhang Yuxi is accompanying the babies while Lin Feng is cooking in the kitchen. He's thinking about what healthy snacks to prepare for the babies today. After lunch is ready, Zhang Yuxi puts the babies on the dining chairs and washes their hands and faces. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi feed them half of the food and leave the rest to themselves. In order to make the babies eat well, Lin Feng reduces their snacks so that the babies will eat seriously when they are hungry. Afterwards, Lin Feng calls Lin Ji and his friends. At the dinner table, Lin Ji says that they will go back tomorrow and can check their college entrance examination results the day after tomorrow. Speaking of results, the 4 of them are a little nervous. Lin Feng nodded, okay, remember to tell me when the time comes. Yet, the sun is so good now, and the little skirts washed in the morning can be worn in the afternoon. Lin Feng happily put them on the 2nd and 3rd babies and pinned them with cute hairpins. Wife, why are our daughters so cute? They are so cute. So beautiful. The 2 little princesses, both wearing pink and gold glittering puffy skirts, are so cute. Lin Feng made up his mind, every day in the future, I will dress them up beautifully. No wonder so many people like to have daughters. Such cute, so soft and so caring daughters. Who doesn't like, who doesn't love, who doesn't want? Zhang Yuxi took the opportunity to play with the babies and poked Lin Feng, do you like daughters? Yes. Then do you like me? Lin Feng looked back in surprise. I like you very much, the 2 kinds of love cannot be compared. Zhang Yuxi hugged Lin Feng, husband, you can't dislike me just because you have a daughter. Lin Feng was even more surprised. He didn't understand why Zhang Yuxi, as a mother, would care about these things. Women's thoughts are sometimes really strange. How could it be, you are you, and daughters are daughters? Lin Feng held her hand and changed the subject, we can see the college entrance examination results tonight. I wonder how Lin Ji and the others did in the exam. Tonight. I don't know how many candidates are staying up late to see the results. For them, this is simply a year of living, and every minute and every second has become torture. Lin Ji, Chen Miao and others returned to Michang and began to chat in the WeChat group. Yang Zheng, well, actually I didn't tell you that when I estimated the score before, I thought I might go to Beijing University. Yang Zheng, I don't know where this mysterious confidence of mine comes from, but the score I estimated is like this. Meng Liang, well, actually I didn't tell you that when I estimated the score before, I thought I might go to Beijing University. Yang Zheng, Chen Miao, Linji, Chen Miao. Well, actually I didn't tell you that when I estimated the score before, I thought I might go to Beijing University. Yang Zhang, Meng Liang, Linji. Well, actually I didn't tell you that when I estimated the score before, I thought I might go to Peking University. Chen Miao, Yang Zhang, Meng Liang. Several people, without any prior agreement, 23,333, and then started a picture battle. Chen Miao asked, how about we all be sad? It is said that when people laugh too happily, things that are not satisfactory often happen. Yang Zhang, it is better to believe it than not to believe it. You make me nervous. Meng Liang, why are you nervous? Just wait for the results. Yang Zhang, it was mainly because my parents were nervously pacing back and forth, muttering to themselves, which made me nervous too. Chen Miao, I don't know why, but I have a feeling that I can go to Beijing University. Linji, if I am admitted to Beijing University, I may repeat a year. After extending this topic, several people also planned to repeat a year. As they talked, they felt that the results were not that terrible. Chen Miao went to the bathroom, and Chen Jianguo rubbed his hands and kept smoking in front of the computer. Son, it doesn't matter if we don't do well in the exam. Whether you study abroad or repeat a year, Dad supports you. His son worked so hard this time, no matter what the result is, he would not care. Ever since he found out that his son was not good at studying, he has already made a life plan for him. Chen Miao looked at Chen Jianguo, who had been shaking his legs all the time. Dad, I've thought it over. If I don't get into Beijing University, I can just repeat the year and work hard for another year. But you look very nervous. Chen Jianguo laughed dryly. Normal. In fact, Chen Miao came back to estimate the scores and said that he might be able to get into Beijing University. He thought this was a fantasy, but he didn't want to undermine his son's confidence. Just a few days ago, Chen Miao met his son's teacher and mentioned this matter. The teacher was very surprised at Chen Miao's progress. As long as you perform well, it won't be a problem to get into Beijing University. This gave Chen Jianguo hope. Maybe his son really passed the exam? Human potential is endless. If you set your mind to it, success is not impossible. Chen Jianguo, who originally didn't care about the college entrance examination, is looking forward to checking the results more and more every day. However, this expectation cannot be shown, so as not to put pressure on his son. Chen Miao went to the bathroom, and came out to continue messaging with his friends. 10 o'clock. 11 o'clock. 11:30. Chen Jianguo covered his chest and felt his heart beating so fast. Chen Miao was startled. Dad, are you okay? Dad is okay, it's okay. There are less than 5 minutes before the results are released. He must hold on. Chapter 178 College Entrance Examination Results Released. It was 12 o'clock in the morning. Chen Jianguo's hands were shaking as he slowly typed to his son's student ID. The system is busy, please check later. As expected, the official website crashed, as usual. At this time, Chen Miao asked in the group, have you checked the results? The answer was, no, the official website crashed. On the other side, Lin Ji kept clicking to check, but the system prompted that it was busy. The nervous Lin Dashan couple, after being disappointed again and again, comforted Lin Ji and also comforted themselves. Wait a little longer, don't worry. The three of them sat in front of the computer for 5 minutes. Lin Ji clicked casually and refreshed it, and the page popped up the score box. In an instant, he covered the page with his hand. It was too exciting, he was not ready, and it popped up all of a sudden. Lin Dashan and his wife were stunned. Why are you covering it? Let's see. Lin Ji turned around. Dad, Mom, show me. In less than 10 seconds, the couple hugged their son in surprise. Screaming like a groundhog, Lin Ji turned around and saw that the college entrance examination score was more than 700. His heart stopped suddenly, he forgot to breathe, his mind went blank. However, on the other side, it was Chen Jianguo who was in this situation. Chen Miao squatted in the toilet nervously, and did not reply to the message in the group. He could not help but feel uneasy. Chen Jianguo clicked the mouse frantically. Almost 20 minutes passed, and under his unremitting efforts, the page refreshed and the score box popped up. Chen Jianguo covered his eyes in fear, but he thought about it and hurried over to take a look. Son, come out quickly, come out quickly. Chen Miao was frightened and hurried out of the toilet. Did you find out? How many points? Zhao Guozi hugged his son who was taller than him, excited like a child. Son, you can go to Beijing University, you can go. Chen Miao was stunned for a moment. Is it true? Chen Jianguo looked at his son and was very relieved. It's true. Son, you are awesome. Chen Miao went over to see the score, which was more than 20 points higher than the admission line of Beijing University. There is a certain deviation between the estimated score and the actual score. Chen Miao deliberately underestimated his score so that he would be mentally prepared. Unexpectedly, he surpassed by so much. Chen Miao was stunned. It was like a dream. 30 days, 1 month of unremitting efforts, in exchange for today's results. Chen Miao felt that he had unlimited potential. Chen Jianguo was so excited that he was ready to book a hotel and hold a banquet. Finally, there was news in the group. Linji, have your scores come out? Chen Miao, they have come out. My wish has come true. How about you, fourth brother? Linji, me too. Chen Miao, Beijing University or Peking University? Linji, Peking University. Chen Miao, damn. The college entrance examination results came out, and some were happy while others were sad. Meng Liang got a good score, barely reaching the score line of Beijing University. As for whether he can get in, it depends on luck. Yang Zheng, damn, my score hasn't come out yet, it can't be that I did too badly. Yang Zheng, I'm panicking now. Chen Miao, don't panic, wait a minute. Everyone was comforting Yang Zheng, making Yang Zheng so anxious. Finally, his mother said that the results are out. Yang Zheng, the results are out. Everyone asked, how is it? Yang Zheng, I am still 8 points away from the score line of Beijing University. Yang Zheng, let me calm down, I want to be quiet and digest it. After saying that, Yang Zheng lay on the bed very uncomfortably. Their parents are very satisfied with this result, and they can go to a good university. But he is not happy. He is the one with the weakest basic knowledge among the 4 people, not to mention how much effort he has put in. He must have studied hard. Everyone comforted him in the group, and Yang Zheng finally felt a lot more at ease. Yang Zheng, I see if there are any universities in Beijing that are suitable for me. I will go to Beijing with you. Yang Zheng, I don't want to be separated from you. Yang Zheng, I don't have the courage to repeat the year alone. Everyone sent voice messages to comfort him, especially Meng Liang. Now the admission score line has not been released, and it remains to be seen whether he can be admitted. Lin Ji was admitted to Peking University as he wished, which surprised and delighted Lin Dashan and his wife. He immediately informed Lin Dan and others of the good news, and they were all waiting. Lin Ji's grades have always been in the top 50 in the school, and he is also among the best in the school. It is not a problem for him to get into a good university. When they learned that they were going to take the entrance exam for Peking University, how many people secretly did not think highly of him? What a joke! In just 1 month, he wanted to make rapid progress. It was just a foolish dream. But he never expected that it would really work. The third aunt hung up the phone, and she couldn't help but sigh. Look at the 2 sons of the youngest family, they are both promising. Lin Dan was getting more and more satisfied with his son Lin Jiazhen, so he didn't like to hear this sentence. What's wrong? Your son is not promising. The third aunt smiled happily, he is promising. Lin Dan was sincerely happy, but also a little melancholy. Look at other brothers and sisters, their families are harmonious, their sons are promising, and their daughters-in-law are filial. As for himself, he ended up alone. Lin Feng has been waiting for news from Lin Ji, and it is almost 1 o'clock. Brother. When Lin Feng heard his brother's excited voice, he knew that he did well in the exam. Brother, I got into Peking University. Lin Feng raised his eyebrows slightly. Congratulations. Whatever you want, I will satisfy you. No need. Lin Ji said happily, your support and encouragement have helped me a lot, nothing else is needed. Lin Feng smiled, okay, when will the graduation banquet be held? Lin Ji shook his head, I don't know, Mom and Dad are arranging this. Well, let me know when the time is confirmed. During the call, Zhang Yuxi kept leaning over to listen, sincerely happy. Great. To have such a result in just 30 days, it's really too inspiring. How are the results of others? Lin Feng smiled faintly, they all did well. We agreed to go to Beijing University together. Chen Miao exceeded the scoreline. Meng Liang just passed, Yang Zhang missed by 8 points. Zhang Yuxi felt a little regretful, but they were already pretty good. Not everything can go as planned. Just try your best. Lin Feng asked, what do you think I, as your brother, should give you as a gift? This stumped Zhang Yuxi. Lin Feng thought for a moment, don't worry, I'll think about it slowly when I have time. Chapter 179 Reward, Sea View Villa. The next day, Lin Feng cleaned up Sibeo and asked him to squat on the small toilet to pee and poop. Sibeo went to the toilet while playing. Here, Erbeo woke up. The small toilet was arranged. Then it was Dabeo's turn, and then he went into the toilet and took a look. Lin Feng was about to explode. Erbeo and Sibeo sat on the toilet, and they were having a lot of fun. Grabbing the two small handles, twisting around. Lin Feng tried to control his expression and put Dabeo on the toilet. What are you doing? Driving a tractor or riding a horse? Lin Feng checked one by one. Very good, no poop. Lin Feng reminded Sibeo and Erbeo, hurry up and poop. Dabeo yawned, and then started to solve it. Lin Feng was very pleased. He was worthy of being the boss. It was okay for him to take the lead in pooping. In order to prevent Dabeo from being affected by the other two babies, Lin Feng squatted in front of Dabeo. He pointed Erbeo's face to the wall, and then made Erbeo and Sibeo poop facing the wall. Then he went to take care of Sanbeo, and he still pooped facing the wall. Lin Feng cleaned up the first baby and handed it to Zhang Yuxi. The second baby was also ready, and then the fourth baby. A 10-month-old baby has no self-control and can't control his poop at all. What Lin Feng feared was that if he wasn't careful, they would start playing in the toilet. Playing, starting. Taste it carefully. After the babies were all cleaned up, the third baby was the last. It was still the familiar scene, leaning lazily, looking like he was daydreaming. Lin Feng leaned against the door, shook his head and sighed. Zhang Yuxi had already washed the babies. Lin Feng happily braided the two little princesses' hair. With the experience of the previous few times, Lin Feng got the hang of it very quickly and braided 3 strands of pigtails. But the second baby's hair was naturally curly. Lin Feng parted it in the middle, divided it into 2 strands, then divided it into 2 strands again, and finally tied it together. Perfect. Lin Feng was very satisfied, and Zhang Yuxi praised him. Honey, you are amazing, you are getting more and more skillful. Lin Feng said modestly, it's mainly because our daughters are beautiful. Every day, I dress up my daughters beautifully. I just want to ask if you feel a sense of accomplishment. At breakfast, the babies wore bibs and ate very seriously. Lin Feng reduced the amount of milk they drank before going to bed. In the morning, their little tummies were very hungry and they ate very quickly. Honey, it's time to cut the babies' nails. Lin Feng also noticed it, cut them when they take a nap. After coaxing the babies to sleep at noon, Zhang Yuxi used the flashlight on her mobile phone to shine on them, while Lin Feng cut the baby's nails on the side. Then she changed to nail clippers and cut the baby's toes. After a busy period, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi laid down for an afternoon nap. In the afternoon, the 4 babies who were having fun suddenly stopped moving and looked wrong. Lin Feng knew something was going to happen. He immediately carried the 4 babies to the toilet and sat on the toilet. Then Zhang Yuxi also brought the second baby over. To prevent them from doing something smelly, Lin Feng asked them to turn around. People who like to play have a place to play wherever they go. Lin Feng sat at the door. That's not a horse, that's the toilet. Sit down and poop properly. 2 days later, Lin Feng finally taught them how to poop. At least they were able to do it properly. That night, the long-lost system sounded again. Ding, because the host taught the baby to play alone, go to the toilet alone, and eat alone, and fulfilled his responsibilities as a father. Award a Sanaya Sea View Villa. All procedures have been completed, and the villa key is in the host's backpack. In the morning, Lin Feng opened his backpack and saw that there was indeed a bunch of strange keys. And in the backpack, there was a thick folder with house procedures and so on. Sanaya is Sanaya in Kyeongshao Province, a famous tourist seaside resort scenic spot. The sea view is one of the best in the country, and I don't know how many tourists it attracts every year. At this time, it's just right to go to Sanaya. After breakfast, Lin Feng called Lin Ji. Brother will take you out to play, how about it? Where to go? Sanaya. Lin Ji was tempted. Okay, call my parents too. Lin Feng smiled faintly. As long as you are happy, call your friends over, no problem. come over when the time comes. I'll drive the RV and go with you. Ah, brother, you're the best. Lin Feng smiled. Lin Feng really thinks Chen Miao and the others are great. Wife, pack up, we're going to Sanya to celebrate Xiaoji's admission to Peking University. When Zhang Yuxi heard about going to Sanya, she said, honey, really? Seeing her as excited as a child, Lin Feng nodded, yes. Zhang Yuxi wowed and went to write a shopping list. Swimsuit, swimming cap, sunglasses, sunscreen for the babies. Lin Feng picked up the dazed Sanbao. Baby, we're going to sleep. Sanbao lay on Lin Feng's chest and rubbed against him. Finally, the little guy Sabao was still playing with Dabe. Dabe is very beautiful now, white as snow, black as ink, and eyes full of wisdom. Sabao likes to sleep next to Dabe before going to bed. Look, they were playing ball just now, but now they have fallen asleep side by side. Sabao lay on Dabe, rising and falling with his breathing. Dabe fell asleep with his head on the ground. Lin Feng went over to cover Sabao with a small quilt, intending to let him and Dabe sleep for a while. After Zhang Yuxi finished writing, she planned to go shopping tomorrow. The things on the beach in Sanya are really too expensive. It is said that a swimsuit on a certain duoduo can be sold to you for 800 or 900. During holidays, when business is good, it can be sold to you for more than 1,000. She is not stupid, and she has little money, so she must prepare everything before going. She lay happily with Lin Feng. Hubby, how many rooms should we book? Let me calculate. Our family of 6 will live in one room, my parents will live in one room, and Xiaoji and his 4 people will live in a standard room. 3 rooms. Zhang Yuxi used a travel app to look at hotels and searched for hotels near Sanya. She was stunned instantly. What's going on? It's so expensive. No rooms left. Lin Feng came over to take a look. The only rooms left were either the most expensive or the cheapest youth hostels. The most expensive ones cost more than 800 yuan a night, and the cheapest ones cost 200 to 300 yuan. And they don't come with breakfast, no windows, and a 1.2-meter bed. The others, let alone, are so expensive. But even so, many have been booked. Zhang Yuxi widened her eyes. Honey, this is too expensive. We have 3 rooms, which costs more than 3,000 yuan a night, and more than 20,000 yuan a week. Although their family is indeed financially well off now, but she still thinks it's too expensive. Not to mention meals, expenses, etc. She even plans to stay in a motorhome. Before Lin Feng could say anything, Zhang Yuxi said, Xiaoji got such good grades this time, let alone staying in a room that costs more than 1,000 yuan a night, even if it costs 3,000 or 4,000 yuan, we'll stay. Thinking of this, Zhang Yuxi felt that it was not expensive. She started looking at hotels again. Because during this period, the kids who are taking the college entrance examination are on vacation. And the time for traveling in Sanya is just right. There are almost no rooms in the hotels. Honey, what should we do? There are no rooms left in the hotel. Don't worry, let me, your husband, handle this matter. Zhang Yuxi felt relieved when she heard what Lin Feng said. Chapter 180 Departure for Kaiyong's Hao. That night, Lin Ji sent a WeChat message and asked his friends to go to Sanya together. Chen Miao agreed immediately. He often goes to Sanya, and he goes there to play every winter and summer vacation. He likes this place very much. Yang Zheng was a little depressed, and Meng Liang and others comforted him for a few days, and he also came to his senses. He planned to go out and relax. So, the 4 of them made an appointment to go out and play together. Zhou Qilin and Lin Dashan were so happy that they could see their little grandchildren. I heard that they can pee and poop by themselves, which is great. Zhou Qilin and Lin Dashan packed their things. You pack up, I'll call my 2nd and 3rd brothers, we won't play cards tomorrow. After hanging up the phone, Lin Dashan said with a smile, it seems that my 2nd and 3rd brothers also want to go. I didn't say anything. Zhou Qilin agreed, that's right, we can't cause trouble for Lin Feng and the others. Help me quickly, I want to go see my little grandchildren early. You don't know, the little girls were so beautiful when I saw them on video last night. Lin Dashan said with a smile, when I saw them, they would call me grandpa. When they mentioned their little grandchildren, their hearts almost melted. The next day, several people met at the station and set off by train. Chen Miao said excitedly, I tell you, I know Sanya very well, I'll take you there. I've been to Sanya before, But I've never been so happy. Maybe it's because I have friends. Chen Miao gestured. We can rent a boat and go boating. We can also go to the trails. There are so many, I must take you to play enough. This time it is the eldest brother who invited us, but I am the eldest brother among you, and I must pay for these expenses. Chen Miao asked Chen Jianguo for a lot of money this time. As the eldest brother, he must show his eldest brother's appearance and style. Yang Zheng smiled. Then we will not be polite. Chen Miao smiled. Don't be polite to me. As the few people chatted, Lin Dashan and Zhou Qilin in the front row both smiled. These classmates of his son are all good. When they arrived at Kehu Villa at noon, Lin Feng had already prepared lunch. Zhou Qilin and Lin Dashan washed their hands and went to see their little grandchildren as soon as possible. Oh, my darlings, Grandma misses you so much? Do you miss Grandma? Do you? The four treasures giggled in Zhou Qilin's arms. She hugged this and that, and was so happy that she was too busy. Grandma Zerbeo, you are dressed like a little princess, so beautiful. Oh my god, Sanbeo is so beautiful and cute. Zhou Qilin couldn't let go of him, and she couldn't bear to put him down after holding him. Children are really different every day. Lin Dashan teased his grandson. They were all well taken care of and became more and more handsome. Sanbeo hadn't seen Zhou Qilin and her family for a long time. She was a little shy and called Baba. Lin Feng came over and took her from Zhou Qilin's hands, smiling and coaxing her. Why, don't you recognize Grandma? She is Grandma. Zhou Qilin teased Sanbeo on the side. Look at me again, Grandma. Sanbeo turned his head and didn't look at Zhou Qilin. Zhou Qilin didn't care. Children are like this. After getting familiar with her, they kissed her. At this moment, she saw Dabe on the side. Oh, this dog is really beautiful. Did you buy it? Lin Feng smiled and said nothing. Mom, Dad, Xiaoji, Menglian. Over there, Zhang Yuxi had already called people to eat. The babies sat at the dining table, eating from their own bowls. Zhou Qilin and Lin Dashan looked at them lovingly. She asked, will the grandchildren fight when they see the adults eating? Speaking of this, Lin Feng pointed at Sibeo. He told how he solved Sibeo's habit of wanting to eat the adults' food that day. From that time on, Sibeo no longer wanted to eat our adults' food. Zhou Qilin smiled and said, this is a good idea. Children can't touch the food that adults eat. Some parents, seeing their children greedily eating, give them food out of weakness. What do children know? They just think it tastes good. But in the end, they have diarrhea and can't digest food. It's not the children who suffer. So, some things can never be compromised. After lunch, Lin Feng suggested waiting until the babies fell asleep before setting off. The adults had no objection. Lin Ji and his friends washed the dishes, and Zhou Qilin and her friends looked after the children. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi moved things to the RV and locked the doors and windows of the villa. After checking them one by one, it was time for the babies to take a nap. After they fell asleep, Lin Feng took them to the RV. Then they drove on the road. This time was not like the last time, but just shopping. This time they went on a long journey and took the highway. The scenery along the way was very beautiful. In addition, the climate was pleasant, which was very comfortable. Look, the Pearl River. Lin Dashan recorded a video and posted it in the group. We are off. Sitting in the co-pilot was Lin Ji, who had a wide view. After driving for 2 hours, the babies woke up. Zhang Yuxi took them to pee and then put them back on the bed. Fifi and Dabe lay quietly beside the bed. The babies were playing on the bed. How could they stay idle? Sibeo wanted to get off the bed, but Zhang Yuxi stopped him. You have to wait until Dad stops the car. Sibeo rushed forward, and the place was narrow, so it was easy to bump and fall. Zhou Qilin took out a jumping frog from her pocket and wound it up to jump. Sure enough, Sibeo's attention was attracted. After getting off the highway, everyone came to the southernmost tip of the motherland, Gangcheng. Gangcheng is only separated from Kaiongshao province by a sea. Lin Feng parked the cart to the side and asked everyone to come out for some fresh air. Especially the babies, they must be suffocating. After a 10-minute rest, he took them to the supermarket next door for a walk, and each of them bought a small toy. Then they continued on the road. The babies were all focused on their new toys. Zhou Qilin yawned, I'm going to sleep for a while. At night, Lin Feng drove to a hotel in Gangcheng. He booked 2 king-size rooms and a standard room. Then he went out for dinner. Because the RV can be used for rest, Everyone was in good spirits. When Lin Feng went out at noon, he prepared dinner for the babies, and they just needed to drink some milk powder before going to bed. In order to let Lin Feng drive well, Juggling arranged for herself and her daughter to sleep in one room. Lin Feng and Lin Dashan slept in one room. Lin Feng wanted to say no, but he didn't want them to worry, so he just did it. The babies were taken care of by Lin Feng every day. Sanbao and Erbao missed him very much when they didn't see him at night. They clamored to find their dad. Lin Feng entered the room. "Mom, I'll go over to sleep after I coax the babies to sleep." Erbao and Sanbao were so happy to see Lin Feng. Lin Feng smiled and coaxed them to sleep one by one. He turned down the lights in the room and patted their backs to coax them. Fifi and Dabe agreed to move in after discussing with the hotel manager. Sibao lay on Dabe's back and fell asleep while playing. Lin Feng waited until they all fell asleep and kissed Zhang Yuxi. "Wife, I'm going to sleep over there." "Okay. Happy May Day, my friends." Chapter 181. 10 million cannot be any lower. The next day, Lin Feng drove the RV and continued to set off. He drove until 4 o'clock in the afternoon and finally arrived in Kaiohsiao province. Another hour's drive will take him to Sanya. After 5 o'clock, the car arrived at the villa area. Lin Feng parked the car in the garage. "We're here." Several people got out of the car with the babies. After leaving the garage, there was a small courtyard and a room opposite. Walking to the left, there was a door. Lin Feng took the key from his pocket and pushed the door open. Walking in, there was the living room and dining room. The decoration style is mainly white. White in style sofas and wooden coffee tables. Creamy white coffee tables and snow white carpets. Above the head, there are two very beautiful and fashionable ceilings, and the lights are also snow white. Next to the dining room is a bedroom with an open door. Outside the living room is a floor-to-ceiling window that can be opened. Opposite is the swimming pool. There are lounge chairs and hammocks by the pool. The pillows on the hammocks and rattan chairs are also white. Ceiling fans are installed in each bedroom. Maybe it's because of the climate that there is no air conditioning? This private beach villa has a construction area of 400 square meters and covers an area of 550 square meters. There are 3 bedrooms, each with a bathroom. It faces south and is sunny. The outdoor swimming pool is 40 square meters. Lin Feng said, "The villa is only a few hundred meters away from the beach, very close. Let's take a break and go to the beach at night." They like it here so much. They thought they were staying in a hotel, but they didn't expect to live in a villa. Juggling saw that everything was clean and was a little afraid that it would get dirty. When they check the room, they will have to pay compensation. Lin Feng saw Juggling's cautious look and knew what she was thinking. "Mom, don't be afraid of getting dirty. I have already bought this place." Hiss. Hearing this, everyone present took a breath of cold air. Lin Feng explained, "In the future, we will bring our children to the beach to play. We don't have to stay in a hotel or go out to eat. This house is only a few million, but there is a lot of room for appreciation. I think we can come here any time." Juggling speculated, "I'm afraid a few million won't be enough to buy it." She didn't know the market, but she knew that it was not far from the beach and it was decorated so beautifully, so the valuation might have been tens of millions. Lin Feng smiled and comforted Juggling. "Mom, don't worry, my son is not a person who spends money recklessly. He knows the limit." Lin Ji was very happy. "Then we can come here to play any time in the future. It's really great. Michang is not close to the sea, but it can be divided into small parts. It can be regarded as a small tail of the coastal area, that is, the tail is lost." Sanya has been developing better and better in recent years, and many plans to attract tourists have been put forward. In addition to Sanya, Kaiohsiao province is famous for its small island, which is also very famous. Now that the information network is so developed, many people have learned to enjoy it. Kaiohsiao province has vigorously developed and promoted tourism in recent years, and Sanya already has a paradise beach. It has become a well-known tourist destination all of a sudden. It can be said to be a must-visit place for checking in. In the future, this place will get better and better. Needless to say, the houses near the beach will naturally appreciate in value. As soon as the babies were let go, they ran around like little ducks. Zhang Yuxi also bought them children's swimsuits and lifebuoys that fit their life jackets. There are also little ducks, boats, etc. As long as they are inflated, they can play. Lin Feng smiled and said, "Let's put the things away first." There is a supermarket not far away. Yuxi and I will go to buy ingredients. After dinner, we will go out to play. No one disagreed with this proposal. Zhou Qilin closed the French window and waved to Lin Ji to watch the children with her. Mom, wait for me, let me take a look, right away. Chen Miaomio and others followed behind and couldn't help but exclaimed. Brother Lin Feng is really rich. My dad only took me to stay in a hotel. I didn't expect him to buy a villa directly. It's said to be several million, but I think it's more than that. My dad wanted to buy a house before, and 10 million can't be lower. Meng Liang and Yang Zhang's family background is average. They are not as rich as they want, but they are not as poor as they want. It's better than the worst, but not as good as the best. In the past, I only traveled to nearby cities and didn't go far. I haven't even taken a plane. I didn't expect that I could see the world with Lin Ji. Lin Ji was also surprised, but he believed in the decision made by his brother. Before, he was ignorant, but now he understands Lin Feng's care and love for him. Just like a real brother. No, he is a real brother. After the few people finished the tour, they came over to amuse them with the baby's toys. Sibeo was clinging to the French glass door and wanted to play in the water. Do you want us to take Sibeo to play? As soon as she finished speaking, Zhou Qilin came over to stop her. Don't, Sibeo is the most mischievous, and I don't know how long this water has been there. I don't know if it's clean. Adults don't care, but babies have delicate skin. You have to pay more attention. Lin Feng took Zhang Yuxi to the supermarket to shop. The smile on Zhang Yuxi's face never disappeared. She likes this sea view villa so much. Whether it's the decoration or the environment, she is very satisfied. When I went to the supermarket, I found that there were a lot of people. As expected, it is close to the sea. The seafood I bought is more than half cheaper than that in Micheng, and it is very fresh. Lin Feng bought a car of ingredients, and then he and Zhang Yuxi returned with a full load. When he got home, he saw that the babies were having fun, and Lin Feng smiled. Zhang Yuxi arranged a room in live next to the dining room. It was also the largest bedroom. She put the small toilets for the babies in the bathroom. She asked Zhou Qilin about the peeing situation, and the babies were almost peeing. Lin Feng was cooking, and Lin Ji and others came to help. It was already past 7 o'clock in the evening after dinner. Lin Feng turned on the rows of lights in the corridor. In an instant, the apricot yellow and white lights made the outside of the villa very beautiful. For example, there were lights under the bushes, and there were lights inside and outside the swimming pool. It happened that Lin Dan and Lin Dahu sent a voice message to ask Lin Dashan if he had arrived. Lin Dashan directly video called him, and his tone was not showing off, but happy. As a parent, seeing that his son has made progress, his face is also bright, right? In addition, Lin Ji has made progress, and there is no shortage of smiles on his face. Second brother, third brother, we've arrived. Lin Dashan took out his mobile phone and took a 360-degree full-scale photo. Lin Dan and his friends had just left the card table and took a look at the beautiful accommodation environment. They immediately felt that their time today was wasted. Are you staying in a hotel? Or a B&B? Lin Dashan chuckled. Lin Feng bought a sea view villa. Whenever he wants to come and play in the future, he can come anytime. The two of them were immediately envious and jealous, right? Oh my god, his son has made it. Even if Lin Dashan doesn't have to work hard, he can still take care of himself in his old age. In comparison, the gap is too big. What is outside them? A dim street. We're going to the beach to play in a while. That's it for now. I'm hanging up. The two sighed to the sky. Lin Dahu took out a cigarette. Want to smoke? Lin Dan took a deep puff. The youngest is really enjoying life now. No matter where his son goes, he always thinks of the old couple and takes them with him. They are so happy. Lin Dahu is not much better. Don't say anything, I'm worse than you. At least your son has seen a way out, and your life won't be too bad in the future. Look at me, I'm going to cut off ties with him. It's boring. In the end, no one can be counted on. It's really boring. Lin Dan felt better. If you were Lin Dahu, he would have a headache. Did Xiaolin and Feng Yang divorce? Divorced, haha, wanted to live in our house, but I sent her away. She moved in. I want to take it back, I'm afraid it's a dream. Lin Dan frowned, she is really getting more and more lively. Diane finally compromised for the sake of the child. Lin Rui swore that he would not contact the woman again. Who knows him? Speaking of this, he is upset. All friends, Please help with your little hands. Click on the comment button on the lower left to give this book a 5-star rating. The score is a bit too low. Thank you so much. Chapter 182 Beach Treasure Hunt. After hanging up the phone, Lin Feng followed his family to the beach. When they arrived at the beach, they found that there were a lot of people and it was very lively. Zhou Qilin and Lin Ji pushed the stroller, and Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi put the babies down. Taking off shoes and socks and stepping on the beach, there was an indescribable sense of comfort. The babies were barefoot and looked surprised, which was very cute. Their toes were curled up and scratched the sand, which was very strange. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi were also barefoot and teased the babies. Come on, babies, come here. Dabao was reluctant. He didn't like the feeling that made his body feel uncomfortable. For example, taking a bath, getting a haircut, etc. Erbao, who was standing aside, heard Zhang Yuxi's words and ran wildly. Lin Feng squatted down and hugged her in his arms. Sibao saw it and ran over. Baba, Baba. Lin Feng hugged him. Be good. He held the little hands of Erbao and Sibao, bent over and led them to walk. The babies were happy to walk like this. He was tired, and it was so tiring to bend over at 1.8 meters. Zhang Yuxi was walking backwards while coaxing the babies. Sanbao was still the same as always, not paying attention to anything, and walking at the back. Dabao was walking on the beach, looking cautious. Dabao was already used to the soft feeling under his feet. Ah, what is this? Babies, come and see, Daddy has found a treasure. Zhang Yuxi hurriedly took the babies to take a look. She saw Lin Feng squatting on the beach, and Erbao and Sibao squatting next to him. The two babies couldn't squat steadily, so they sat on the beach with their butts. Lin Feng simply sat down and waved to the babies to come over, looking very mysterious. Zhang Yuxi cooperated with her husband very well. Wow, Daddy has found a treasure. Let's see what the treasure is, okay? Will it be a small fish, or a small turtle? The two sang in unison, and it really aroused the curiosity of the babies. The sand was moving. Lin Feng dug it bit by bit. Zhang Yuxi then remembered that Lin Feng was holding tools. Zhang Yuxi gave Lin Feng a small shovel. Lin Feng dug carefully. He actually dug up a small crab. The babies' eyes were as big as copper bells. It seemed that they had found something extraordinary. Sibao was frightened and trembled. Sibao was brave and wanted to try. Lin Feng put the small crab into the bucket first, and the babies circled around the bucket to watch. Here, Lin Feng also found movement. When he dug it out, it was still a small crab. He didn't expect so many. Zhang Yuxi gave each baby a small shovel and signaled them to dig by themselves. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi also dug with the babies. Lin Ji and others also joined in. Wow, I found a turtle? Is it a sea turtle? Let me see. It came from the sea, it should be a sea turtle. Who cares if it's a turtle or a sea turtle? They think digging this is like digging for treasure. It's very interesting. Lin Feng and his wife sat aside to watch things and let the children play by themselves. A gust of sea breeze blew, it was so comfortable. Dabao was digging vigorously, no matter if there was any movement. In one word, digging was done. Erbao just dug wherever he saw, as long as he liked it. Sanbao dug from time to time, and then covered his little feet with sand. Then he giggled. Sibao was interesting this time. Wherever Lin Feng dug, he followed and dug. Shyandly got sand on himself or Lin Feng several times. Zhang Yuxi took Sanbao to play. The mother and daughter dug a small crab, not to mention how happy they were. Husband, look, we dug a small crab here. Finally, several people walked and dug. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi went to step on the water. Each of them held a baby in one hand and played in the water. Dabao didn't dare to play this and hid far away. Sibao looked greedy, and didn't wait for Lin Feng to do it, and rushed in. Just when they were startled, Sibao saw the seawater coming, turned around and ran back. Everyone laughed non-stop. Lin Ji and several classmates walked to the front without knowing it. At this time, a child about 1 year old joined the team. He was surprised to see the little crab and the little turtle. The child's parents asked tactfully. The babies are so beautiful and look alike. Are they twins? Zhou Qilin smiled and said, not twins, but quadruplets. The young couple was shocked. It's amazing. Dad and Mom are so beautiful. No wonder they can give birth to such beautiful quadruplets with good genes. They can only envy them. If they raise quadruplets, they will be exhausted. Besides, The expenses are a bottomless pit. Their baby is brave and directly reaches into the bucket to catch crabs. His parents were shocked. Although the crabs are small, they are pinched by them and some are painful. After playing for a while, Lin Feng gave the child a little crab and a little turtle when they parted. The child said thank you happily, teaching well and being polite. It was almost 9 o'clock, and everyone went back. The babies were all very happy because they had gained a lot. The babies were tired from walking, so they were put in the stroller to rest. When they got home, Lin Feng used a small bucket to separate the crabs and turtles and raise them. The babies sat in a circle. Sibeo was very brave and suddenly reached out to grab the turtle. Erbeo, who was standing next to him, was so scared that he kept yelling. Lin Feng comforted Erbeo and told her not to be afraid. He also asked her to try to touch the turtle. Don't be afraid, Erbeo, the turtles won't bite. They were too small, only the size of a coin. Okay, it's time to sleep. Put the small bucket next to you. Lin Feng turned off the lights, leaving only a faint light. Go to sleep quickly, we'll go play again tomorrow, okay? The babies only slept for half an hour at noon today, and they fell asleep one after another after being coaxed. Sibeo couldn't sleep at all, tossing and turning, making all kinds of troubles. Lin Feng didn't know what he was thinking. He gave him the bucket to look at for a while, and then took it away. Okay, let's go to sleep now. Sibeo got out of bed contentedly. Then he lay on Dabe, rolled around, and fell asleep. Dabe also has a good temper. Lin Feng carried Sibeo to bed. Wife? Zhang Yuxi knew what he wanted to do when she heard Lin Feng's tone. What? Lin Feng raised his chin. Do you see the tatami? What do you want to do? Zhang Yuxi showed a shy expression. Lin Feng laughed and said, what else can I do? Of course, I want to sleep. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 183 True Friends. The next morning, the warm sunlight poured down from the window onto the bed. It was not blinding, but it made people feel warm and they could no longer sleep. Because there was no crib, the couple slept on both sides of the bed, protecting the babies in the middle. Fortunately, the weather was hot here, so there was no need to cover them with a small blanket. They can change your posture 4 times in 1 minute. How can you sleep at night? Moreover, they kick you in the face with their feet. Sometimes their little butt sticks up on your head, and sometimes they sleep on your chest. There are so many tricks, and I can't figure out how they do it. Aren't they tired? Or is it comfortable to change postures? That night, the couple didn't sleep well. Especially Zhang Yuxi, who was tossed around by Raymond Lam, plus the 4 babies. She was a little confused and began to doubt her life. She looked like who am I, where am I, and what am I doing? The 4th baby was the most troublesome, woke up first, rolled around on the bed, and was tossing around endlessly. After Raymond Lam woke up, he took the 4th baby to the toilet to pee and poop. When Sibeo passed by the bucket of crabs and turtles, he asked for it. After he squatted on the toilet, Lin Feng took the bucket and put it aside. Baby, play after you use the toilet. Sibeo refused to listen and asked Lin Feng to bring them over. Lin Feng's face sank slightly. There were some things he would not compromise on. Baby, Daddy will give it to you after you use the toilet. They could pick out a meaning from the adult's expressions and tone, as well as a simple word. They could understand. Lin Feng spent several days to let the babies go to the toilet independently, and he couldn't fail. Sibeo couldn't hold it in, and he couldn't control this kind of thing. After washing Sibeo's fragrant face and washing his little face, Lin Feng gave him the bucket. Sibeo sat next to the bucket and wanted to take it, but Dabe pressed his little hand with his claws. It meant that this thing could not be touched. Sibeo continued to play, and Dabe continued to stop him. Sibeo was playful, but he had a good temper and didn't get angry easily. The man and the dog played for a while. If it was Erbeo, he would have lost his temper. Sibeo was still having fun with Dabe, giggling. On this side, Erbeo and Dabeo woke up one after another. Lin Feng carried them to the toilet to sit on the small toilet. Zhang Yuxi opened her eyes and said drowsily, Honey, I'll sleep for another 5 minutes. 5 minutes will be fine. After tossing and turning for 2 hours last night, It's no wonder that Zhang Yuxi couldn't stand it. Lin Feng kissed her. Go to sleep, leave the babies to me, call you when it's time to eat. Zhang Yuxi smiled sweetly. Honey, you are so nice, thank you. The next second, she continued to sleep. After Lin Feng finished his work in the toilet, he patted their little butts. Go play. They ran over to play with Sibeo. Sibeo was having fun playing with Dabe, and didn't even notice that the bucket was tilted. The little turtles and crabs inside had already crawled out. Dabeo came later, and Erbeo found it. He lay on the ground and interacted with them, giggling. Lin Feng can now judge the mood of the babies from their laughter. Do you think this laughter is a bit wrong? Does it sound so excited? He was dressing Sanbeo, and when he turned his head, he found that they were chasing crabs and turtles. Fifi and Dabe also joined in. After Lin Feng finished cleaning up Sanbeo, he woke up. Looking at the crabs passing by, Sanbeo suddenly became energetic. Wow! Look, what is this? Lin Feng played with the babies for a while, and then went to the kitchen. Joe Killen also woke up and was making porridge. Mom, let me do it, you go to the room and watch the babies. Okay. Lin Dashan sat on the rattan chair outside, watching the sunrise, feeling happy. Lin Ji and others were playing games in the living room. Now, the porridge cooked by the adults is thicker and can be given to the babies. The porridge of the adults is almost done, so Lin Feng made some porridge and simmered it over a slow fire, adding shrimps and other things. It made a refreshing and delicious seafood porridge. After nearly 20 minutes, Lin Feng asked everyone to eat together. The babies didn't have dining chairs, so they could only sit on the sofa in the living room and eat in a row. Eating was to prevent a lot of trouble in the future. After the babies sat on the dining chairs, Lin Feng asked them to sit well and only get off after eating. In the middle, they couldn't do anything else. Now, the harvest is quite good. The babies sit on the sofa and eat one bite at a time. The seafood porridge has freshness and a light salty taste, and the babies love to eat it. More than half an hour later, the babies are full. Joe Killen and Lin Dashan have finished eating. You go and eat, we will take care of the little grandson. Lin Dashan waved his hand. Go and eat quickly, we are here. Joe Killen took out a little turtle and a little crab. Let's go to the yard and play hide and seek with them. The couple took their little grandson out to play. Brother, let's go out for a walk and come back at noon. If you don't come back at noon, it means that the eldest brother said he will treat you. The eldest brother mentioned by Lin Ji is Chen Miao. Chen Jianguo called his son last night and asked him which hotel he was staying in and what the room number was. He also has some acquaintances in Sanaya, and if he encounters any problems, he can find them. During this period, there are many people who come out to play. Hotel rooms are in short supply, and he is worried that the group has no place to stay. As a result, he never expected that Lin Feng actually bought a sea view villa. The accommodation problem was solved once and for all. It's not that Chen Jianguo is dark in his heart, but he is a businessman and has many ideas. The children who had contact with his son before. They secretly nicknamed his son ATM and instigated his son to give them money to spend. Chen Miao is already an adult, and there are some things that he can't understand. Later, he had no friends, didn't show off his wealth, and no one took the initiative to find him to play. But this time was different. His son finally found a real friend. Study together, play together. On his son's face, he also saw a long-lost smile. He was very happy, and he wished that the Lin brothers would return their kindness to his son twice. He estimated that his son had an activity today, so he called on time. When he heard that his son was going to be a guide, he was also happy. Take good care of your classmates. If you're hungry, go to the restaurant we often eat at. If you run out of money, call Dad. When you go out to play, you must be careful and protect yourself and your classmates. Do you understand? You are their big brother. You must be thoughtful in everything you do. After hanging up the phone, Chen Miao took the three of them out to play. Joe Killen was a little worried and let them go after giving them some instructions. From noon to 3 or 4 in the afternoon is the hottest time of the day. But it's only the end of June, so it won't be too hot. Short sleeves and beach shorts are just right. Zhang Yuxi wore a white short skirt with a yellow shawl, which was just right. The baby girls wore cute little skirts, and the baby boys wore shorts and short sleeves. Lin Dashan and his wife were dressed in ordinary summer clothes. One of them carried the baby's things, and the other held a toy, walking slowly behind them. Lin Dashan sighed. At first I was thinking about when I could retire. Now, I feel like I'm almost retired. Zhou Qilin smiled. As parents, we just hope we don't cause trouble for our two sons. When they get old, they just need to have money and be able to take care of themselves. When they get old, they are most afraid of becoming a burden to their children. Lin Dashan nodded. The eldest son has made money, and the second son has been admitted to Peking University. When the scores come out, he may even be the top scorer in science. If their sons do well, they, as parents, can also breathe a sigh of relief. Chapter 184 Outrageous Prices. The group of people walked towards the beach near the villa. Next to the beach, there are several open-air bars and some snack stands. These bars and stalls are all licensed, so the prices are very expensive. After walking and stopping, they came to the bar. The babies were tired. Sitting in the stroller, drinking the orange juice squeezed by Lin Feng, they regained their spirits. In summer, when you see something cold, you can't help but want to drink it. Lin Dashan saw the colorful drinks and wine and poked Zhou Qilin. Do you want to try it? It should taste good. I see a lot of people buying it. Zhou Qilin whispered, the things here are very expensive. I just saw someone scan the code and spend more than 300, just for a glass of wine. Lin Dashan thought this was acceptable. What's the matter? Good wine is expensive, and it's normal in a tourist area. Zhou Qilin picked up her water cup. You go and drink it, I brought water. Lin Dashan thought for a while, I'll go and see. In less than 5 seconds, he came back. Zhou Qilin was surprised, so fast. Lin Dashan said to Zhou Qilin in disbelief. I looked at their price list. Do you know how much their frozen mineral water costs? How much? Looking at Lin Dashan's expression, it must be expensive. 35. Zhou Qilin was stunned. It's so expensive, I thought it was at most 10 yuan. It's just 2 yuan of water in the supermarket, and it's sold for more than 10 times. An orange juice, isn't it 5 or 6 yuan in the supermarket? Do you know how much they sell it for? How much? 79. Zhou Qilin's eyes widened. It's so expensive, do you think the money is blown by the wind? Lin Dashan thought it was understandable. Since everyone wants to go out and play, they are ready to spend money. Besides, if you are thirsty, you have to buy it no matter how expensive it is. Zhou Qilin pouted, anyway, I won't buy it, it's good to drink flower tea. Here, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi finished feeding the babies. He asked, wife, what do you want to drink? Zhang Yuxi wiped the babies' mouths. As long as my husband buys it, I'll like it. Lin Feng asked his parents what they wanted to drink. Lin Dashan was a little eager to make a move. Zhou Qilin said, I don't want anything, you young people buy it. Lin Feng walked over and asked the boss, which one is suitable for girls to drink? We have 3 best-selling ones here, and the response is very good. Lin Feng looked at the price list, but he was mentally prepared. Give me these 2. Okay, wait a moment. What about the one suitable for men? Drinks or wine, or both? Lin Feng thought for a while, 1 glass of wine, and another glass of wine. Uncle, drink it, we recommend this wine to you. Lin Feng waved for them to come in. It was an open-air bar, everyone sat outside, there were seats and lounge chairs. After finding a table to sit down, Zhou Qilin thought about it and called Lin Ji to ask where he was. Mom, I'm playing amusement projects with him. Let's not talk about it for now, it's over. A new water park has opened not far from Sanya. Lin Feng smiled and said, let's go over and take a look later. He checked online and found that the water park is very large and has received rave reviews from tourists. The waiter came over with snacks and signs. The snacks are very small, only 8, just 2 for each person. They taste good. 5 minutes later, the ones ordered by Lin Feng were served. The ones with very beautiful colors are from Zhang Yuxi and Zhou Qilin. There is a kind of wine with ice cubes, needless to say, it must be Lin Dashan's. The last one is his own. Zhou Qilin was about to say something, but Lin Dashan pulled her under the table. This is all his son's intention. Since he has already bought it, he still says it's expensive here, what will his son think? Soon, Zhou Qilin was really fragrant. Not bad, this sour and sweet tastes good. Zhang Yuxi also said, mine is not bad either, there are several flavors if you taste it carefully. Lin Feng tasted his own, well, it tasted okay. Maybe it's because I haven't had drinks or wine for a long time. The last time I drank was at the half-year-old party. It seems not. I can't remember. Lin Dashan took a sip and savored it. Delicious. With half a glass of wine, he can drink it slowly. There are snacks in the bar. Lin Feng bought some, which made the babies very greedy. Looking at the time, it's almost noon. It seems that Lin Ji and the others are not coming back, and they are tired to walk back to cook. Let's just eat outside. I saw on the internet that there is a seafood food stall, and the taste is good. Isn't it to eat, drink and have fun when going out to play? Everyone discussed going to have a look. Lin Dashan smacked his lips and felt that the wine was really delicious and not intoxicating. He wanted to have another glass, but it was just a thought. He went back and secretly bought it. Lin Feng was focusing on the babies and didn't pay attention to the parents' thoughts at all. Lin Feng followed a navigation and came to a food stall. There were a lot of people, and everyone was waiting for lunch. And this is also a popular check-in store. Let's wait a while. Zhang Yuxi suggested, if we can't wait for a seat, we can go to another restaurant. After waiting for about 5 minutes, several tables of people left. They were probably from tour groups. Lin Feng and others asked the boss to put 2 tables together, as Lin Ji and others would be coming soon. The waiter came with a menu, and Lin Feng handed it to Lin Dashan and Zhou Qilan. Zhou Qilan looked at the prices and found that they were not very expensive and acceptable. No wonder so many customers came. Lin Dashan ordered 2 dishes, and Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi discussed and ordered 1. At this moment, Lin Feng took out the seafood porridge cooked in the morning from his bag and fed it to the babies. He also brought homemade cookies and cakes. They probably wouldn't be hungry before going home. The babies were full and sat in the stroller playing with toys. Each pair of eyes looked around curiously, and when they looked at each other, they could all receive their kind smiles. The 4 babies with high looks attracted attention wherever they went. Lin Feng and others were already used to it. In less than 2 minutes, Lin Ji, Chen Miao and others arrived. Where did you go? Lin Ji gestured happily. Mom, there is a sea park not far away. It's fun. I'll take you there later. Meng Liang also said, yes, there are so many attractions inside. You will definitely like it. Zhou Qilan smiled and said, I am an old man. I can only look at it. I can't play with it. How can I compare with you young people? Lin Ji took out the starfish and conch toys from his backpack. Here, babies, do you like it? He saw it at first sight when he passed by the boutique. He bought it thinking that the babies would like it. It is made of plastic, it can't be broken, and it can glow. There is a switch inside, and it can sing. The babies are so happy to hold it. Zhang Yuxi reminded them, say thank you. Take a break. Hey. The babies all said thank you obediently, which made Zhang Yuxi feel very relieved. Her own baby is really getting better day by day. Chapter 185 Obsessed with Lin Feng's appearance. Soon, a large table full of dishes was served. There were all kinds of seafood, which made people's appetite grow. Eat quickly. Order more if it's not enough. Chen Miao asked, do you want drinks? No. I want some. Chen Miao went to get drinks and dipping sauce. Looking around, he whispered, my father and I come here often. I'll ask the boss to give us a discount when the time comes. Zhou Qilan smiled and said, good kid, you are thoughtful. This food stall is said to be a popular check-in shop, but it is not very delicious. But it is not bad either. After all, seafood, as long as it is fresh, it will not be bad. After eating and drinking, several people discussed sitting for a while. Chen Miao got up and went to find the boss. The boss talked and laughed with Chen Miao, and they were really familiar with each other. Chen Miao usually looks a little stupid, probably because of the illusion of being fat. In fact, Chen Miao has the same shrewd mind as his father. At this time, Chen Miao talked to the boss, and he looked like a man who had experienced things. After a while, Chen Miao came over and said, give us a 10% discount. If we come again next time, we will get an 80% discount. Lin Feng stood up and said, I'll go pay. Chen Miao quickly said, brother Lin Feng, you don't have to come. I've already paid. Lin Feng frowned, how can I let you pay? Chen Miao smiled and said, it's just a meal. Don't be polite to me. I said I would treat them to a meal, and I'll treat you the same. Chen Miao stood up and began to pack up. Let's go to the sea park. You will definitely like it. Zhou Qilan smiled and said, thank you, Xiao Chen. Auntie, don't be so polite to me. I have caused you a lot of trouble before. Because Chen Miao comes here often, he is very familiar with this place and can be regarded as a half-tour guide. Arriving at the sea park, buy tickets at the door. After entering, there is a very large road sign and a tourist sign. Lin Feng smiled and said, "You guys go play, don't worry about us, we'll call you when the time comes." "Okay, then we're leaving." "Brother Lin Feng, uncle and aunt, we're leaving first. Bye, babies." Several older children discussed and went to find something to play. Joe Killen suggested, "Let's go around and have a look first. There are many water recreation facilities, and some places have long queues to play. The same rule requires wearing swimsuits and swimming trunks to play all the projects. In some places, children's height is limited, and children under 1.2 meters are prohibited from participating." After walking around for a long time, Joe Killen was eager to try. "Why don't we play too?" Zhang Yuxi reminded her to bring a swimsuit, so she didn't have to buy one on the spur of the moment. "I didn't bring swimming trunks." Joe Killen blinked. "I brought them for you." Finally, several people came to the children's area. The water depth here is divided into areas, and they can only play in the shallow water area. The children's playground has slides, carousels, etc. When the babies saw these, they went crazy. The fourth child was so excited that he almost stood up in the stroller. The second child was also very excited. "Mom, hurry up." Since they were going to play, everyone had to wear a swimsuit. The babies were no exception. Zhang Yuxi took credit for it to Lin Feng. "Husband, look, I prepared everything for the babies. Isn't it very foresighted?" Lin Feng nodded. "Yes." Their swimsuits were still relatively conservative, not like those passed by. Even so, Zhang Yuxi was very proud of her own conditions. Men, just swim trunks. Girls, a pink swimsuit with a small skirt. Boys, a swim trunks is enough. After a few people went, they were near the water. The fourth child was like a wild horse that had broken free, and the whole person was crazy. The second child followed him to play in the water. The first child approached the water step by step, and then tried it out. He looked so cute when he was cautious. The third child was held by Zhang Yuxi and landed little by little. The first child didn't like water, but he envied them when he saw them having so much fun. Lin Feng sat in the water, holding Dabao, giving him enough sense of security. "Come, don't be afraid, baby, Daddy is here." His arm was like a small boat, letting Dabao sit on it and sinking little by little. Dabao suddenly became nervous. Lin Feng kept patting his little pee-pee. "Don't be afraid, Daddy is with us, Dabao, you won't fall." Dabao circled Lin Feng's neck carefully. Lin Feng finally put him in the water and patted his back with water. "Look, Daddy is with Dabao, don't be afraid." Seeing the brothers and sisters playing freely in the water, Dabao was also a little anxious. Lin Feng comforted him. "Don't be afraid, baby, Daddy will always be with you, you walk a little." Finally, the anxious Dabao was encouraged by Lin Feng and was able to move freely in the water. Sibao was not satisfied with playing in the water, he wanted to play on the slide. There are two types of slides here. One is a small slide, and the other is a large slide. For the small one, Lin Feng can directly carry the babies to the door without climbing. Because there was water on the steps, the babies were struggling to walk steadily, but it was difficult to climb the steps. Not to mention slipping on the water. What to do? Lin Feng patted the slide next to him. "Sibao, come here, Daddy will take you up." Sibao came flying over when he heard it. Lin Feng picked him up. "Be careful not to fall." After putting Sibao down, he slid down the slide before Lin Feng said start. Sibao stood up with his legs swung. "Baba, Baba Baba, I want more, I want more." Lin Feng held Erbao in his arms. "Come one by one, line up." Sanbao played with water next to Zhang Yuxi, and Dabao watched eagerly on the side. Sibao and Erbao were the most active in playing. After Erbao sat down, he slid down. Sibao stretched out his hand. "Baba, Baba, Shibao, Shibao." Sibao couldn't tell the difference between 10 and 4. After Sibao, Erbao followed. "Baba, Baba." Lin Feng became a tool. Sanbao was eager to try, and Zhang Yuxi handed her to Lin Feng. After Lin Feng took the marrow cleansing pill, and occasionally exercised, his figure was so stunning that it made people blush. If it weren't for Zhang Yuxi and the babies, I don't know how many women would have gathered around him. However, there were quite a few women who secretly took photos. There was one woman who was obsessed with Lin Feng's appearance and couldn't help herself. She immediately took a photo and sent it to her girlfriend's group. The girls in the group screamed, "A, oh my god, if you don't keep this appearance for yourself, you are simply deceiving others. B, damn, he is so handsome, go get his contact information, go quickly. Exclamation mark. C, damn, what kind of fairy appearance is this? This figure, I can't help but drool. A, go quickly, the opportunity doesn't wait for anyone. B, you are so shameless, go quickly. Exclamation mark. C, you bastard, come on. Exclamation mark. Then, she secretly sent Zhang Yuxi's photo to the group. A, damn, fairy, your appearance is amazing. B, this figure is amazing. Tisk tisk tisk. C, I want to become a man, and then, please change color automatically. Then, she sent the photo of the quadruplets. A, so cute, oh my god. B, such good-looking babies, I really want to take them home and raise them myself. C, I want to get married, but the other party must be more beautiful than me. Exclamation mark. Finally, she sent a family photo. A, damn. B, +1. C. Several people beat their chests and stamped their feet on WeChat. Marry at a young age? Marry at a young age. I'm not willing to accept it, I'm not willing to accept it. The woman pursed her lips. How much do you weigh? Don't you have any idea? Several people. If you dare, don't come back. Chapter 186 Upgraded Marrow Cleansing Pill. Lin Dashan and his wife were playing something else. Joe Killen lay in the water. It's so comfortable, you want to try it too. Lin Dashan lay down. It's comfortable. They were almost done playing, and the babies were tired. They wiped the sweat off their bodies with towels and put them in the stroller. The babies fell asleep in the stroller. Even Dabeo was tired and yawned. Lin Dashan said to Joe Killen, how about this, you go and play, your dad and I will take care of the children. You don't want to play. Joe Killen smiled and said, these are all for you young people to play, your dad and I can't handle it. Then I'll trouble you, mom and dad. It's not a big deal, you go. The baby will sleep for an hour, and they have an hour to play. Lin Feng pulled Zhang Yuxi and ran forward quickly. Wife, let's go, hurry up. Zhang Yuxi followed behind him and smiled, okay. Roller coaster in the water. Zhang Yuxi grabbed Lin Feng's hand in fear. Honey, I'm scared. Don't be afraid, just close your eyes and you'll be fine. Lin Feng comforted her. After coming down, Zhang Yuxi was scared and excited, her face pale. Lin Feng asked with concern, wife, are you okay? Zhang Yuxi waved her hand, it's okay, let's go play something else. During the loudspeaker project, they met Lin Ji, and they just finished a high-altitude gliding project. Let's go together. After playing for more than an hour, the smiles on the faces of several people never stopped. It was really fun today. Finally, several people took a taxi back. After returning home, everyone took a bath and the babies woke up. Zhang Yuxi and Joe Killen went to bathe the babies. Dabeo still resisted taking a bath. Joe Killen was surprised. Didn't he have fun today? This. I don't know. Lin Feng was cooking dinner in the kitchen. After dinner, we went for a walk on the beach, which was very pleasant. Lin Feng took a small bucket and took the babies to continue the treasure hunt. And this time, Lin Feng built a castle with sands for the babies. This is of course Lin Feng using his manual skills. Then, there was another sports car and a little princess lying down. Zhang Yuxi was amazed. Wow, husband, you are so awesome. Lin Feng was very modest. No. He drew a heart for Zhang Yuxi. Unknowingly, a week had passed, and it was time to go back. Lin Feng drove the RV and took everyone back to Yangchang. Everyone stayed for one night and took the train back to Michang the next day. Although going out to play was very happy every day, it was tiring. Zhang Yuxi had to stay at home for several days to recover, but Lin Feng was full of energy. She didn't know that last night, because she took the babies on a long trip for the first time. The system rewarded him with an upgraded version of the marrow cleansing pill, and Lin Feng became a different person. Whether it was strength or reaction speed, they had reached the limit of the human body. The whole person was full of energy and spirit, and in excellent condition. Husband, you seem to be a little different. Lin Feng was busy in the kitchen and asked casually, what's the difference? I can't say. Lin Feng smiled slightly. Maybe it's because I feel very happy to go out for a trip this time. Zhang Yuxi thought, maybe. Horizontal ellipsis. The following life was as plain and happy as before. The babies who were almost 1 year old walked very steadily, and they didn't need anyone to support them from behind. They could walk completely by themselves, and they could also go to the toilet obediently according to Lin Feng's requirements when they peed and pooped. They ate well without any request. Of course, they were not always obedient, and they were naughty sometimes. The leaders were Sibao and Erbao. It gave Lin Feng a headache. However, the road to raising a child was long, and where should I start now? According to the words of the older generation, the days of worry are still to come. Moreover, the babies at this time were very energetic, except for Sanbao, who was quiet. The rest of them, as long as you were not careful, would be like Urha. Although they were his babies, it was not appropriate to describe them as Urha, but they could really destroy the house. Lin Feng felt that the system gave him an upgraded version of the marrow cleansing pill at this time. It was to deal with the babies of this period. In the morning, Lin Feng woke up to make breakfast and told Dabe to keep an eye on the babies. Before he went downstairs, he heard Dabe calling, so he turned back to take a look. Sibao rolled out of bed quickly and went to the bathroom to pee and poop. Everyone was wearing simple clothes in this weather, so he didn't need to hide clothes when he got up. Zhang Yuxi had already woken up. Hubby, you go and do your work. I'll take care of the babies. Lin Feng washed Sibao's butt, tidied him up and carried him downstairs. Going downstairs? Haha, not possible. Sibao has his own unique way, and he invented it. He was seen lying on the stairs, and then sliding down with a toot toot toot. His eyes were curved with laughter, and that look made Lin Feng laugh and cry. He had no idea when Sibao came up with this idea. Now, everyone has learned it and thinks it's very interesting. Sibao went downstairs quickly and went to the activity area to play. Lin Feng told Sibao to be careful, and then went to the kitchen to check the fire. After a while, he heard Zhang Yuxi's voice on the third floor. Honey, Erbao is coming. Erbao still has a conscience. He ran to Lin Feng and hugged him. Baba, good morning. Good morning, Erbao. I love you. I love you, too. Who would have thought that Erbao, who looks like a tomboy, is the best at saying sweet words? She confessed to Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng countless times every day. Erbao ran over to play with Honey, Dabao is coming. I know. Listening to the sound of dong 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 dong. You can tell that this baby has some fat on his body. Dabao is the most solid, chubby, and occasionally looks silly. He is so cute. Dad. Good morning, Dabao. Lin Feng served the baby's breakfast. The weather was too hot, so they had to let it dry before eating. He walked over, picked up the ocean balls that rolled out, and threw them back. The babies who were playing happily moved their positions without warning. They went to their toy area. All the toys they have had since childhood are piled up here. Originally, Raymond wanted to sort them. Unfortunately, the second child also likes the boys' transformers, airplanes, tanks and bears. And the fourth child is also interested in talking dolls and shiny pink things. So, everyone's toys are put together. Raymond had just finished cleaning up the play area, and then he had to clean up the toy area. There was no other way. The babies were running around, and it was easy to fall down if they stepped on them. They were almost done playing, and the third child came down. Raymond called the babies to come over to wash their hands and eat. Slow down, don't chase. Raymond washed their hands one by one and dried them. Zhang Yuxi settled the babies down. With a blessing of God-level cooking skills, Raymond cooks for the babies in different ways every day to achieve a balanced nutrition. The babies eat very well, often communicate with each other, and then chat. Don't talk while eating, eat quickly. The babies continue to eat. It's not that I'm too strict, but once they start chatting, they can't stop. They were so good at eating that they chatted happily and could eat for an hour or two. They ate for an hour or two, rested for half an hour, and played for a while. It was almost 4 o'clock when they took a nap. What the hell was there to sleep in? Therefore, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi set a good example. They ate quietly during meals. In general, the babies would finish eating in about half an hour. Sanbao was a slow eater and would take more than 40 minutes to finish. At this time, Lin Feng had already washed the dishes. While Zhang Yuxi was accompanying the babies, Lin Feng started to stew pigeon soup. These pigeons were free-range, not artificially raised in a pen. They were specially sent by Chen Miao's father when he passed by. In less than half a month, they were almost finished. While stewing pigeon soup, Lin Feng prepared lunch for the adults. Several children were running around the living room. As expected, they fell down. With a thud, they fell to the ground. Then I saw Sabeo climb up quickly. He rubbed his forehead and chased Sabeo with a gun. As Sabeo grows older, his character becomes stronger and stronger, not as weak as when he was little. Zhang Yuxi went to take a look and found that he was a little red, but not swollen. Lin Feng also came to see that it was not a big problem. Sabeo struggled in their arms, slid down like mud, and ran away again. Sabeo, Erbeo and Dabeo would play a game of chasing each other every day. Especially Sabeo, he fell many times. Gradually, their parents went from feeling distressed to being accustomed to it. Sanbeo prefers quietness. So every time, she plays by herself in the toy area. Brother. Sanbeo knows that she is young and should call others brother or sister. She can talk and is very well behaved. Dabeo knows that Sanbeo likes music, so as long as the toy in his hand can make sounds, he must give it to Sanbeo. Sanbeo took it, thank you. The children were divided into one quiet and one active. The quiet side can play for most of the day without looking for trouble. The other three babies. How to say it? Mom, let's play guns together, okay? Okay. Mom, I'm a monster, you're Ultraman, okay? Comma, okay. Mom is a dinosaur, here I come. Ah, you're so awesome, the dinosaur is injured. Half an hour later, Zhang Yuxi collapsed on the sofa, feeling very tired. Chapter 187 Preparing for the first birthday banquet. After drinking the pigeon soup, the babies took a nap. Lin Feng and his wife finally had a break. Husband, where are you going to hold the baby's first birthday party this time? Let's go back. I heard from Mom that the first birthday party is for ancestor worship. And Wang Lu is about to give birth, so I'll go over to see her. There's also Lin Ji's graduation party, both this month. After hearing this, Zhang Yuxi thought that she had to go to Michang for these 3 happy events. She said, I guess we'll leave in the evening. The weather is cool. Lin Feng nodded, I think so too. Then what should we prepare? Isn't there a huazhao for the first birthday party? This question really stumped Lin Feng. Abacus? Brush? Book? Zhang Yuxi shook her head, that's too little. I'll call my mom. She mentioned a lot of things to me before, so I think she knows. Zhang Yuxi called Zhao Lizhen. When she heard that she was preparing huazhao items for her grandson, she suddenly became excited. Yuxi, you really asked the right person. Mom knows about this. I have a little sister. Her grandson's first birthday celebration was very interesting. I've been there, and there were a lot of things for the ceremony. Isn't it the grandchildren's first birthday coming up soon? I called to ask. I'll read it to you, remember it. Zhang Yuxi hurried to find paper and pen. Mom, go ahead. First of all, find some items that belong to the wood element. Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng were stunned at the same time. Mom, gold, wood, water, fire, and earth. Yes, it is. This is the first time I hear this. They are very particular about it over there. Don't interrupt, listen to me. Then the baby who belongs to the wood element has a gentle and elegant personality, is very loving and considerate. It is suitable for development in culture, education, academia, and public welfare. You can prepare celery, onions, or garlic, any one will do. There is a meaning in this. Garlic represents actuarial science, celery represents diligence, and onions represent intelligence. Also prepare books, which means that the baby will be smart and studious in the future, and will be able to do research and development work in the future. The next one is the fire element. It is said that the baby who chooses these will have a warm personality, like to deal with others, and have leadership skills. Prepare pens, candies or biscuits, and something like fluorescent stickers. The other one is the earth element. It is said that this kind of baby is heavy and steady, has a strong sense of responsibility, and is said to have great development in politics and business. Prepare seals, rulers, and cups. Items belonging to the gold element mean that the babies are rational and can develop in finance, information, or consulting. Abacus, spoons, and coins. The last one represents water. Let me see. It says that the personality is changeable and has great talent. Suitable for the potential in the entertainment industry, transportation, and diplomacy. Music box, water ball, hourglass, etc. After listening to it, the couple felt that it was a bit not suitable. For example, Sanbeo is not a person with a changeable personality. But because she likes music, there is no doubt that she will choose the music box. Zhang Yuxi asked, "Mom, is there anything else? I want to prepare more." "Yes, then prepare our side." For example, credit cards represent bankers or the financial industry. Calculators represent merchants or businessmen, rich people or wealthy people. Cotton swabs, or stethoscopes, represent doctors or nurses, etc. Telescopes represent travelers and explorers, and mobile phones or mice represent those working in the IT industry, high-tech or something. Toy cars represent drivers, rulers represent lawyers, etc. Zhao Lizong finally said, "Just prepare what you think is right, and you don't have to take it seriously. It's just for the sake of happiness and good luck." After hanging up the phone, Zhang Yuxi wrote everything down. For the sake of happiness and good luck. The babies were born on August 8th. Zhang Yuxi had a normal birth, so she didn't choose the time specially. Lin Feng and his wife decided to hold the one-year-old party and the graduation party together. Lin Feng had no objection. "It's a double happiness for our family. When the time comes, Liu Boan and Lan will definitely come to attend." Tang Zifan and Han Wen regretted that they couldn't come, but gave red envelopes. Zhang Yuxi didn't accept them, but she appreciated the kindness. The store has been very busy during this period, and Lan has been guarding the store to help. The higher-ups have issued an order that the university town must be completed ahead of schedule. So more customers have come. With more people, business will be better. But no matter how busy they are, they can't miss the one-year-old party. Why drive a car? Take a yacht. It's such a good day, it won't be a waste if we don't take the water. So, they changed from driving to taking a yacht. Lin Feng thought about it and decided to find a way to protect the babies. So he called the boss who installed the screens and guardrails. The boss came to the port with tools and was shocked. Lin Feng gestured, "I want to install a guardrail here to prevent the babies from running around on the deck." The boss came back to his senses. "Damn, he is an invisible rich man. I suggest this design. I need you to install those protective windows around the deck, and use brackets to extend out from the top. Basically, make a protective cover in front of the deck. And it can be disassembled, which will not affect the appearance of the yacht." Lin Feng didn't care about the appearance, but just thought that the boss's idea was good. "Then follow your design plan. When can it be completed?" "Usually about 10 days. If you are in a hurry, ask for a price." The boss was not kidding. "This is a big project. It will take about 10 days with 7 people working together." Lin Feng nodded, "I'll ask for the price, but boss, we are acquaintances, can you give me a discount?" "Boss, I think you are kidding me. He lives in a villa, drives a luxury car, and has a luxury yacht. Ask him to make it cheaper?" The boss took a deep breath. "Boss, it's not easy for us to make a living." Lin Feng smiled and said, "When I need this in the future, the first person I will think of is you, boss." "Boss." In the end, the boss gave Lin Feng less labor costs. The material cost really couldn't be deducted, which was only about 2,000. Lin Feng had no objection and gave the boss and the staff around him a pack of hazy each. He locked the cockpit and the door leading to the bedroom below. The boss and his friends can move around in the living room, and they can also cook here, which is very convenient. The boss promised Lin Feng that the original 15-day project would be reduced to 5 days. This time is still acceptable to Lin Feng. After exchanging a few words with the boss, Lin Feng left. As soon as he left, the staff behind the boss couldn't wait to visit the yacht. Like Liao entering the Grand View Garden, there were exclamations. The words were full of envy. "Fuck, this is too luxurious. This living room is too big. Look, there's a kitchen and a bathroom here. Damn, rich people's lives are just different from ours." A man older than the boss sighed. "I didn't expect this young man's family is so rich. Do you think he earned it himself or his family gave it to him?" The boss was thinking about how to finish the work within 5 days and pocket the money. He sat on the sofa, smoking absent-mindedly, enjoying the rare opportunity. He gave birth to quadruplets. I met him several times when I was packing things for his villa before. I always saw him at home taking care of the children while his wife went out to work. It should be because his family is rich, otherwise how would he have the time to make money? The boss took a deep puff and sighed. There are too many rich people in this world, I can't envy them all. After visiting with people of the same age as Lin Feng, His face looked depressed. I don't think I can make so much money in my lifetime, but you, boss, may be able to. The boss laughed. This yacht is estimated to cost 7 or 8 million. Where can I get so much money? Even if I have so much money, it is impossible to use all my belongings to buy this yacht. Well, don't talk about those things. Go back and discuss a plan on how to make it within 5 days. It happened that the store was free these few days, so more manpower could be spared. Call everyone who can be called. The 15-day construction period must be completed within these 5 days. Chapter 188. To do business, you need to be thick-skinned. 5 days later. Lin Feng called his boss. The boss said there was still some finishing work to be done, which would not be completed until the morning of the 6th day, close to noon. It was no problem for Lin Feng to leave in the afternoon, which would not affect the itinerary. But there was plenty of time, so there was no need to rush, so Lin Feng decided to leave the next day. Early in the morning of the 6th day, Lin Feng came to see the finishing work. Although time was tight, the finished product was very good. This was equivalent to an extended protective cover that covered the deck. Lin Feng was quite satisfied, and made an appointment with the boss after settling the balance. We will cooperate again next time if there is a chance. When Lin Feng returned, he called in Lan and Liu Bo. Let them come over. This was not the first time the baby had been on a yacht. But when they came last time, they were still little babies who could not walk. But this time, they could run all over the street. Zhang Yuxi was very satisfied with the design. In this way, there was no need to worry about the babies being on the deck and something unsafe happening. Now lock the door, and the babies can play freely. Zhou Qilin learned that they would not arrive until the next day. So all the prepared ingredients were put in the refrigerator and eaten when they came. At noon, she called Lin Deshan and asked him to go to the East Coast berth to pick up his son, daughter-in-law and his family. Thinking that there might not be enough people, she told Lin Ji to watch the fire at home and drove there herself. Sure enough, 2 cars were just right. After returning home, Lin Ji came to help get things. After everything was packed up, it was time to have lunch. Mom was so happy to see several cute little grandchildren running around the house. In order to prevent the babies from bumping into things while playing at home, all the dangerous things were moved away. The living room was left empty. And the sharp knives and forks in the kitchen were also put away. The doors and windows of the utility room were also locked, for fear that the babies would go in and rummage around and hurt themselves. It has been a long time since I came here, and the babies are a little unfamiliar. Lin Ji teased them. Do you remember who we are? Sibao was the most enthusiastic and not afraid of strangers, and came over. Lin Ji held him and asked, who is it? Sanbao beside him suddenly said, Uncle. Lin Ji praised Sanbao. Sanbao is so smart, he guessed it right. Sanbao smiled and said that he didn't care about the title at all, and continued to play. Erbao also crawled over, Uncle. Erbao had a small yellow flower on her head, and she was also wearing a yellow floral dress, plus her curly hair and big eyes. No one was not fascinated by her. Oh my god, Erbao is so beautiful, so cute. Lin Ji held Erbao. Erbao is so cute. Erbao giggled, you are handsome. Lin Ji was surprised, I am handsome? Then your dad is handsome, or am I handsome? Erbao didn't hesitate at all, dad is handsome. Lin Deshan happened to hear it, and came over and asked with a smile. Then let me ask you, is grandpa handsome? Erbao thought for a while, old? Lin Deshan asked with a smile, old people can also be handsome. Erbao grumbled for a long time, thought for a while, ugly. The father and son both laughed. Dabao went to Zhang Yuxi and said, Mom, stinky, stinky. It happened that Zhang Yuxi was putting a small toilet in the bathroom. These small toilets are of different colors, and the babies can already tell which one is theirs. So, Lin Feng bought several sets of the same ones. Now, he went back to Michang to prepare a set. When Zhang Yuxi heard this, she quickly carried Dabao to a small toilet. Zhou Qilin saw Zhang Yuxi standing at the door, as if waiting for something. Just as she was about to ask, the 4th baby came, followed by the 2nd baby. Look, multiple births are not without common points. Going to the toilet together is a common point, isn't it? Zhou Qilin went to find a small basin, where the things used by the babies last time were still stored. This pink one is for the girl, and the blue one is for the boy. The two cleaned up the babies together and patted their little butts. Go play. Zhou Qilin talked about something, I met a few children over 1 year old yesterday, and our babies are much bigger than they look. Zhang Yuxi also said. The babies look much older than their peers. Many people ask if they are 1.5 years old. I don't have any to compare with, and I think it's okay. 1.5 years is a bit exaggerated. Zhou Qilin nodded. They look like 1.5 years old. Zhang Yuxi sighed. Are they like that? She didn't pay attention to this. As for the babies, Lin Feng had already brought their tableware. Zhou Qilin bought 4 dining chairs to make it easier for the babies to eat. They are the kind that can adjust the height, which is very convenient. The babies sat in a row and waited for their meals. Lin Dashan teased them. My little grandchildren are getting more and more obedient, and they are so cute. Lin Feng said, Dad, Mom, Xiaoji, we have a rule that we don't talk when we eat later. Lin Dashan said, Oh, no problem. Lin Feng explained, the babies are older and more naughty than before. With a few talkative ones, we can chat for a long time. Among these talkative ones, there is definitely no well-behaved and quiet Sanbao. Lin Dashan tapped the noses of the other babies and said with a smile. Needless to say, it must be you guys. During the meal, the babies seemed to have gotten used to it, eating obediently. Occasionally, a few of them exchanged glances and wanted to talk. They were all stopped by Zhang Yuxi with a stern face. She is a kind mother and a strict father, and here, it is a kind father and a strict mother. There is no way. Lin Feng has been with the babies for too long, and he is easy to talk to. Zhang Yuxi can only play the role of a strict mother. Gradually, the couple formed this pattern. Sanbao was the last one without any suspense. He said he was not panicked at all. He ate slowly, wiped his little mouth, and went to play. Lin Dashan had wanted to play with his little grandson for a long time, so he hurriedly finished his meal and left. Eat slowly. Zhou Qilin waved her hand to let him go quickly, and said to Lin Feng, Yuzheng and others are coming back and taking the bullet train. Lin Feng was surprised. Big brother didn't mention this to me. Zhou Qilin smiled and said, he also told me today and bought today's tickets. Lin Feng notified Yuzheng and others, knowing that they might not come back. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, my parents are coming this time too. Zhou Qilin was so happy. Okay, I've been missing your mom. After dinner, Xiaoji went to wash the dishes. Because it was held together with Xiaoji's graduation banquet, students and classmates were bound to come. Lin Feng thought about it and simply made 2 themes. One side was the graduation banquet, and the other side was the 1-year-old banquet, with separate seats. Lin Feng thought of someone. It was the boss who had organized the half-year-old banquet for the babies before. The boss not only attended the half-year-old banquet last time, but also had a meal at the Sheraton Hotel. He was very happy. He was also thinking about when to call Lin Feng to ask. Let them do the 1-year-old banquet as well? To do business, you need to be thick-skinned. Can you make money with a thin skin? Boss, how about this? I know you have 4 babies. It's not convenient for me to come to me. I'll bring my employees and go directly to your house, and we'll discuss it together. What do you think? Chapter 189, Without Pressure, Where Does the Motivation Come From? In the afternoon, the boss brought his employees to Lin Feng's home. Lin Ji's class held a banquet for further studies, and some families were happy and some were sad. Some parents were smiling, while others were frowning. As the science champion of Micheng this time, Lin Ji attended the banquet for further studies held by the school. He has become a person of inspirational stories in the school, including Chen Miao and Meng Liang. They were not even ranked 100th in the whole grade before, and their grades were average in the class. But in just 1 month, they soared to the sky. They inspired a large number of juniors and seniors who are about to enter the 3rd year of high school. Therefore, this banquet for further studies is a celebration banquet among relatives and friends. When the boss learned about it, he cried out. It turned out to be the science champion of Micheng. Congratulations. I know your story, it's very inspiring. Lin Ji smiled. After discussing for several hours, Lin Feng and the boss determined 2 topics. Boss, do you or we prepare the things for the first birthday? We'll do it. Okay, I'll go back and prepare them now. Okay. However, this time is of great significance, and Lin Feng chose a 5-star hotel in Micheng. Lin Feng drove his father's SUV to the hotel front desk. The beautiful front desk lady received him. Knowing that Lin Feng was going to hold a banquet, and 2 banquets at the same time, she called the person in charge. The person in charge was dressed in a suit and looked handsome, and his speech and behavior were very decent. "Hello, sir." Lin Feng explained his purpose, and the person in charge thought for a while. "There must be a place, sir. Follow me." After 2 cleansings, Lin Feng's speech and behavior were elegant and calm, and his appearance was even more handsome. Wearing a white t-shirt and black slim trousers, he actually had a refreshing and noble look of a nobleman. Lin Feng and the person in charge came to the 15th floor. Needless to say, the luxury of a 5-star hotel is natural. This is a very elegant box that can accommodate 20 tables. On the high platform in front, there is a huge display screen with a projector on it. The person in charge told Lin Feng, "Sir, you are holding the graduation banquet and the birthday banquet together, right? After I understand your situation, I think there will be only 1 table of people coming to the graduation banquet, so I will arrange it for you like this." The person in charge found a remote control, and a huge projection screen fell from the center of the high platform. In this way, we can cover up the theme of the baby's birthday banquet. After all, we have to distinguish the main and the secondary. When the theme of the graduation banquet is over, we will put this back. Lin Feng was very satisfied and discussed the dishes with the hotel manager. The price is very expensive, and the dishes are very beautiful. Their hotel has free greeting cards for the graduation banquet, greeting cards for the birthday banquet, etc. The staff fully cooperated with the planning company. Lin Feng paid the bill, and the person in charge said with a smile, "This is my contact information. You can ask me any questions." Lin Feng nodded and left with a smile. The person in charge made a gesture behind Lin Feng. Competition in any industry is fierce, and they also have performance commissions. This guest made him unexpectedly refreshing, and so was the money. Great. I hope every customer I meet will be like this. Lin Feng called the boss of the planning company and gave him the address and the phone number of the person in charge. The other party took a breath and said, 5-star. Very good. There will be more amazing cases in the store in the future. Did you see that we have planned the entrance banquet and the birthday banquet at the 5-star level? Isn't it instantly improved? Lin Ji wants to invite teachers, class leaders, and good friends. This time, as the top scorer in science, the school awarded him 200,000 yuan. After discussing this money with Lin Dashan and his wife, plus the New Year's money Lin Ji received during the Chinese New Year, he currently has about 300,000 yuan in savings, which is more than enough for the down payment. Therefore, they went to look at houses some time ago. With Zhang Jin there, she did not charge any agency fees and took them around for more than half a month. Finally, the new house was finalized. It is a newly developed area in Micheng, with 3 bedrooms, 1 living room and 2 bathrooms, and a balcony area of 25 square meters. Zhang Jin has internal information and got the lowest preferential price. It was a mortgage loan for the old house, and the process was a bit complicated, but it was finally finalized. The monthly mortgage payment is about 2,800 yuan. Lin Dashan and his wife will temporarily pay the money for 1 year. After 1 year, Lin Ji will pay it back. If they can't pay it back by then, they will definitely not sit idly by. It's just to put pressure on Lin Ji. As the saying goes, without pressure, where does the motivation come from? The Lin family knows about this matter, and they have different thoughts. As for the first birthday party, they will invite everyone they can, not thinking about receiving red envelopes, but to make a big party. While the babies are taking a nap, Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng go to buy supplies for the week-old celebration. After buying them, Zhou Qilin and Zhang Yuxi packed them. Lin Feng went to see the on-site layout with a boss and select daily photos of the babies. Zhou Qilin said ancestor worship. It means worshipping the place where the Lin family's ancestral tombs are. Unlike the ancestral hall tablets in the old house, they are gone now, only the ancestral tombs are still there. Yu Zhang came back in the evening and was in the old house. And Lan and Liu Bo were arranged in the villa. Liu Bo is diligent, and he does all the dishes and cleaning. And Lan and Zhou Qilin were already familiar with each other, so there was no need to hide anything. It was the baby's first birthday. Early in the morning, the babies were dressed in festive red clothes. Raymond Lam braided his 2 daughters' hair with red hairbands, making them so cute that they wanted to be kissed. The meal was ordered at noon. In the evening, everyone went out to sing or play cards. It was a lively occasion, a double happiness, just like the Chinese New Year. As the host family, they had to enter first. After 9 o'clock, Raymond Lam and others arrived at the hotel. The lobby was full of gold and crystal chandeliers, and the marble floor was like a mirror. The vases on both sides were very beautiful, about 2 meters high, and looked very impressive. The person in charge smiled and led them to the hall, which was beautifully decorated. This time, the boss put a lot of thought into it, and even the crystal chandelier above his head was hung with ribbons. The theme last time seemed to be rainbow, but Raymond Lamb chose the animal world this time. There were large animals made of balloons all around, which were very lifelike. On the stage, there is a castle made of balloons, and on both sides are tall, coconut trees. In short, the colors are gorgeous and the combination is particularly beautiful. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 190 Double Banquet. When we entered the hotel, the boss was taking pictures. This was a top case of their company. The boss smiled and said, come on, let's take a family photo of 6, okay. The babies were so obedient that they were so happy when they saw the balloon toys. As soon as they were put on the platform, the 4th baby ran away. The 1st baby followed closely, and the 2 chased each other. The 2nd and 3rd babies were left looking at each other in bewilderment. In the end, each baby came to take pictures with a toy. It only lasted for 10 seconds, and the babies went back to playing. After a while, guests came one after another. The first to come was Yu Zhang's family. There were 2 huge posters outside the hotel. When we arrived at the lobby, it said to attend the first birthday party on the 15th floor. When we got to the 15th floor, there were more instructions. Along the way, we saw the magnificence of the 5-star hotel. People are in high spirits when they are happy. Lin Feng walked over with a smile, brother, sister-in-law, and Chuan. Because Chuan has started school, he is in preschool now due to special circumstances. Yu Zhang was in good spirits. With the change of Chuan, he also underwent a huge transformation. In addition, he signed several big orders this year and his business was good. Otherwise, how could he find time to attend the birthday party? Yu Zhang looked at Lin Feng. You boy, you have become more handsome again. Lin Feng laughed. How can you be as handsome as your elder brother? You don't have any white hair anymore. Yu Zhang chuckled. I dyed my hair, but it is indeed much less. Chuan caught a glimpse of balloon toys in sight and pulled Sun Ro, motioning her to look. Sun Ro understood what her son meant. You guys chat, I'll take Chuan in first. The 2 brothers stood at the door. Yu Zhang smoked a cigarette, smiled and joked. A 5-star hotel, not bad. I heard you bought a sea view villa? Let me stay there someday. The premise is that you have to come. Mr. Yu is very busy. It depends on when you are free. I am not as busy as you. I take care of the children and make money. Suddenly, Yu Zhang asked with a smile, do you think that if you have a second child, will it also be quadruplets? Lin Feng took a deep breath. Second child? Forget it, these 4 are enough for me to take care of. Yu Zhang smiled. 1-year-old children are very naughty. The old people say that children are good for 3 years, naughty for 9 years, and then they will be fine. Are you going to have a second child? No, raising Chuan alone is enough. Then brother, why do you think I will have a second child? You are rich, raising 10 or 8 is not a problem. When the 2 were teasing each other, Lin Jiajin and Wang Lu came. He had a loud voice. I heard your voices from a long distance away. What are you talking about? You are so happy. Wang Lu is about to give birth, and the due date is in the next few days. She came over with a big belly. After not seeing her for several months, she had gained a lot of weight, like she was inflated. Raymond Lamb remembered that she was not this fat when she gave birth to Xiaoan. Yu Zhang put out his cigarette. She said you are going to be a father soon, and I'm happy for you to have a second child. Lin Jiajin rolled his eyes. You said it as if you couldn't have a second child. He pointed at Raymond Lamb. Boss Lin, you got it done in 1 step, and you have a second and third child. Wang Lu looked tired. I'll go in and sit down. You guys chat? Lin Jiajin supported her, turned his head and said, let's chat when you have time. Yu Zhang sighed. Jiajin has changed a lot. He knows how to love his wife and children, and take care of the family. I thought he would become arrogant. While talking about Lin Jiajin, Lin Dan and his wife and Lin Dahu and his wife came in one after another. After exchanging greetings at the door for a while, they went in with a smile. Then it was Zhang Anmin and Su Kiki. The last time Raymond Lam came, Zhang Anmin came to sit at home and talked about his marriage with Su Kiki. The two originally planned to get married after graduation. But now, Zhang Anmin has graduated and is concentrating on running the store with Lin Jiajin. The business in the store is also booming. With money in hand, they bought a wedding house and a car. The wedding is next year. Boss Lin. Zhang Anmin came over with a smile. I haven't seen you for a few months. You are more handsome. Lin Feng laughed. Do you tease me like this after meeting each other? I'm not teasing you. I'm really handsome. Zhang Anmin didn't mean to be joking at all. Lin Feng was polite. No matter how handsome I am, who can be more handsome than you? Look at you. Aren't you teasing me? Su Kiki smiled and said, you guys chat. I'll go in first. Zhang Anmin handed out a cigarette. Lin Feng shook his head. I don't smoke. Yu Zhang took the cigarette and smiled. Thank you. Boss Lin calls you big brother. I'm the same age as him, and we are classmates and friends. If you don't mind, I'll call you big brother too. Look at what you are saying, it's too formal. At this time, Chen Miaomio and his father Chen Jianguo came. Chen Jianguo quickly took out a cigarette. These two are. Lin Feng introduced, this is my eldest and son, Yu Zheng. This is my classmate and business partner, Zhang Yanmin. Chen Jianguo smiled and said, hello, I am Chen Jianguo, the father of classmate Lin Ji. Everyone is now entering society and being beaten by society. Chen Jianguo's style, he must be rich or noble. Since his son was admitted to Beijing University, the smile on his face has never disappeared. He is happy and proud, and he looks at his son with new eyes. Chen Jianguo has been to this hotel and has eaten there. So he knows the consumption level here. He chatted with Lin Feng and others for a while and went in. Yu Zhang said, this person has some skills. Zhang Anmin clapped his hands. I said he looked familiar. He opened a company, it's not small, and it's been on the news in this city. Lin Feng didn't know this. Yu Zhang said, Meng Liang's parents are here. Meng Liang introduced himself to his parents openly, but his parents were a little restrained. It seems that it has become a habit for men to pass cigarettes when they meet. Lin Feng waved his hand. Sorry, uncle, I don't smoke. Meng Liang looks like his mother, and the couple looks very honest. Meng Liang's father hurriedly gave cigarettes to Yu Zhang and Zhang Yanmin. The two gave him cigarettes again. Lin Feng smiled and said, go in quickly, Chen Miaomio just came. At this moment, Zhou Qilin came over. Xiaoji's teacher and other classmates will be here soon, some of whom you don't know. Lin Feng walked in, then I'll go in to see the children. As soon as they entered the venue, Zhang Anmin and Yu Zhang were surprised. Yu Zhang looked around, the decoration is so beautiful. Zhang Anmin nodded, looking at it makes me want to have a baby. The four babies in Chuanchuan were playing on the stage. Zhang Yuxi and Sun Ro watched. No matter who saw the babies, they would not believe that they were only 1 year old. They looked like they were 1.5 years old, walked briskly, and spoke eloquently. Each one was as cute as a doll. At this point, Zhang Fuiong and Zhao Lizian came over. Dad, Mom. Zhao Lizian couldn't help but blame her husband. Your dad is such a fool. I asked him to book a flight, but he booked the wrong one. He could have arrived last night. Zhang Fuiong complained, I was just confused for a moment. He saw his little grandson and muttered, I won't talk to you anymore. I'm leaving. Zhao Lizian saw her little grandson on the steps and hurried over. Yuxi. Mom, why are you here just now? Zhao Lizian got angry when she mentioned this, but today was her little grandson's first birthday party, so she couldn't get angry. We'll talk about this later. Let me hug my little grandson. Zhao Lizian saw Erbao and hurried over. Erbao, do you remember Grandma? I'm Grandma. Erbao looked up and of course he remembered Zhao Lizian. She smiled sweetly. Grandma. Her voice was soft and very nice. That smile made people feel like they were melting in their hands, and they wanted to take good care of her. Come, let Grandma hug you, okay? Erbao saw that Zhang Yuxi was right next to him, so he came over and took the initiative to hug Zhao Lizian. Zhao Lizian loves her so much that she doesn't know how to express her love. Yuxi, this Erbao looks the most like you, and has a similar personality. You were so well behaved when you were a child, and you were loved by everyone. Oh, our Erbao is getting more and more beautiful. Who braided this pigtail? It's so beautiful. Urbeo grabbed the pigtail and showed off. Baba did it. Really? Urbeo's father is so awesome. He dressed our Urbeo so beautifully. Urbeo nodded heavily. Baba, it's awesome. Urbeo turned around and saw that her brothers and sisters were playing, and said that she wanted to go down. Zhao Lizian put her down and caught the quietest Sanbeo. The other babies were chasing and playing, and the quiet Sanbeo seemed particularly well behaved. Sanbeo was playing with balloons and tossing around by herself. Sanbeo, come, let grandma hold you, okay. Sanbeo has a lazy personality and looks so pretty. She will definitely be a beautiful girl when she grows up. Sanbeo tilted her head. Hug me. Zhao Lizian hugged her happily. Come and let grandma see. Our Sanbeo has become prettier again. She will definitely be prettier than her mom in the future. Sanbeo has delicate facial features and a quiet personality, which makes her very likable. Chapter 191. Thank you, brother. As time passed, the guests had almost all arrived. Second aunt leaned close to second uncle Zero and whispered, are they coming? They were talking about Lin Rui and Lin Xiaolin. Lin Dahu snorted coldly, looking nonchalant. It's up to them to come or not, I don't care what they do. As he was talking, Lin Rui and Du Yan appeared with smiles. Sun Ro and Zhang Yuxi hurried over to greet them. Brother Rui, Sister Yan, please come. Du Yan said with a smile, today is your child's first birthday party, how can I not come? Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, of course I will come, we have been waiting for you for a long time. There is a traffic jam, let me see the babies. Wow, they don't look like 1 year old at all. People would believe them if they said they were 1.5 years old. Dian couldn't help but envy. Urbeo is so beautiful. I really want to have a daughter like her. Sun Ro also said, I want to, too. With Chuan Chuan's current situation, you can have a second child, no pressure. No, raising a second child is time-consuming and laborious, and the financial conditions allow it. Dian widened her eyes, your financial situation doesn't allow it? I heard that you have won a lot of big orders this year. Sun Ro smiled, yes, you have won some, but you can see that we don't make cash, and many bosses are in arrears with a final payment. Like the boss in Dongcheng, he is our old customer, signing orders of hundreds of thousands. But he owes us 2 or 3 million, what do you say we should do? There is another boss who owes us 150,000. We have issued a subpoena, but it's useless. Speaking of this, Sun Ro was very worried. Seeing that they had signed a lot of orders, hundreds of thousands of orders, let alone how much they could earn, how much did they get in hand? Dian and Zhang Yuxi sighed. Sun Ro smiled and said, let's not talk about this. When will you and Brother Rui have a second child? The smile on Dian's face cooled down a little bit. No, I don't plan to have one. One is good enough. I had the idea before, but now I have no idea. Brother Rui sat with Yu Zhang and a few others, chatting and laughing. Seeing him like this, Dian was holding back a rage in her heart but couldn't vent it. Almost all the people came, and there were still a few people from afar who hadn't come. Looking at the time, it was almost time to serve the dishes. Lin Feng went to find the person in charge and the dishes could be served. Sitting at Lin Feng's table were Lin Dashan and his wife, Zhang Fuiong and his wife, Lin Feng, Zhang Yuxi, and Lan and Liu Bo. Xiaoji sat at the teacher's table. The babies started playing as soon as they arrived. At this time, they were tired and ate quietly. The melodious music sounded, and the babies became energetic. Curiously watching the screen drop slowly, he found it very strange. The host stood on the stage and said with a smile, thank you all for coming to Lin Ji's entrance banquet. Today is the perfect end of Lin Ji's high school studies. He got excellent grades and became the top science student in our Micheng. He got excellent grades and also got a generous reward, an admission letter from the famous Peking University. Here, let's give a warm applause to congratulate Lin Ji. Everyone clapped. At the invitation of the host, Lin Ji went on stage to give a speech. This was the third entrance banquet he attended, and he had some experience in giving speeches. Here, I want to thank my family first. It was they who gave me confidence and encouragement. When they learned that I was going to be admitted to Peking University, they did not doubt my ability, but believed that I could do it. Here I sincerely thank my brother for always accompanying me and supporting me silently. Here I also say to my brother, thank you, brother. Lin Feng did not expect Lin Ji to mention this, and he smiled. You and your teacher worked together to get such a good grade. I just did what I should do. Lin Ji smiled and said. The second is to thank my teachers. They worked tirelessly to help me get excellent grades. Thank you, my teachers. Without you, I wouldn't be where I am today. Several of his teachers waved their hands. Lin Ji, it's your own hard work. As teachers, we feel extremely proud to have such an excellent student like you. This is what we should do as teachers, and it is the result of our joint efforts. Lin Ji also thanked Chen Miao and others. If it weren't for them, who worked hard with me in the long night, I might not have been able to hold on in the last month. So, thank them. No matter where we are in the future, I hope our brotherhood will remain unchanged. Zhao Lizian whispered in Zhou Qilan's ear, Xiaoji is getting better and better. You are so lucky that both of your sons are so outstanding. Zhou Qilan's expression was full of pride, but she was humble. No, he just grew up and became more sensible. I didn't do anything. He was the only one who relied on him. The child was shining on the stage, and the parents felt proud. When they first learned that Lin Ji was going to Peking University, I wonder how many relatives and friends were waiting to see him laugh. The host motioned Lin Ji to go back. It can be said that you get what you sow. Without the hard work in the past, how could you have achieved what you have now? Not only the younger brother is excellent, but the older brother is also excellent. Under his careful care, the 4 little angels are growing up healthily. Today, they are celebrating their first birthday. Here, we wish them a happy birthday. They will become outstanding pillars of the country in the future. As the host spoke, the screen slowly retracted. Behind them was a forest castle set up for the babies, and a children's version of Happy Birthday. The atmosphere on the scene suddenly became joyful. The company planner placed all the items for this Huazhao on the stage. The host reminded everyone, now, the babies start to Huazhao. I hope that all the guests in the audience will not interfere with the baby's decisions and wait quietly. As the host finished speaking, everyone remained quiet. The items for the first birthday celebration were arranged according to what Zhao Lizian said. The host asked everyone to be quiet and not disturb the babies, and let them choose the items for the first birthday celebration themselves. Horizontal ellipsis. Chapter 192, The Week of the Week begins. Everyone held their breath and looked at the 4 babies on the stage. At first, Dabao was a little confused and didn't know what to do. He stood on the stage and found that everyone was looking at him. He panicked. Lin Feng walked over. Dabao, go and choose something you like. With his father by his side, Dabao became bolder. Looking at the various things in front of him, he looked around curiously. During the grabbing of the week, the first thing the baby picked up was the standard. However, some have different standards. It is based on the object that the babies played with the longest. Dabao looked around and hesitated. After struggling for a long time, he chose a glass seal. This seal is no different from ordinary ones. There is a round transparent ball on it, which sparkles under the refraction of the light. Perhaps because of this reason, Dabao chose it and picked it up to play with it carefully. He never chose anything else. It means that Dabao chose this seal. The next one to come on stage was Erbao. Erbao watched for a long time and roughly guessed what he was going to do. When he came to the Zhou ceremony, he looked at this curiously and touched that. He seemed to like everything, but he also felt that he didn't like anything. After hesitating, he picked up the abacus. When Lin Feng and his wife were preparing these things, they didn't deliberately choose good-looking or eye-catching ones. This abacus is a very common one on the market, which can be bought everywhere. Just when I thought Erbao had chosen the abacus, he put it down again. He turned around and picked up the banknotes on the side, as if he knew that this could be used to buy things. Then, I saw Erbao, holding the red banknotes, running to Lin Feng. This was beyond everyone's expectations. Even Lin Feng was surprised. For Dad. Buy toys. Erbao said like a little adult and left again. Because Lin Feng always makes delicious food for them in different ways, as well as snacks and so on. So, they don't know that they can buy candies and the like outside. In their impression, banknotes are used to buy toys. Lin Feng laughed, and Zhang Yuxi couldn't help laughing. Not only them, but others also chuckled, amused by Erbao's action. After Erbao went back, he took out another scallion. The people in the audience were a little confused. Why did they prepare a scallion for this Huazhao ceremony? Except for the abacus that Erbao played for a long time, he played with the others and put them down. Next was Sanbao. Sanbao was sleepy and lazy. He yawned delicately on the stage. Lin Feng reminded her in a low voice, Sanbao, choose one you like, okay. This time, Zhang Yuxi prepared an inconspicuous music box. It will only move when it is wound up. If it doesn't make a sound, it will be difficult for Sanbao to find its existence. Sanbao is a person who does things very slowly, and everyone is waiting for her to grab it. Sanbao looked around, as if thinking about what to choose. She said, don't panic, take your time, take your time. That's right, waited for 3 minutes. During these 3 minutes, Sanbao didn't make any movement, and seemed to have no interest in these things. The host came over and asked with a smile, baby, don't you like any of these things? Sanbao didn't even look at her, but she finally moved. She picked up the music box farthest from her. People who knew Sanbao's temper couldn't help but marvel at her magic. Sanbao likes music, which seems to be a natural talent. As long as she encounters music, she will become a different person, with light in her eyes. Sanbao played with the music box in her hand, and then saw the clockwork. After fiddling with it for a while, the music box rang. With the sound of the music box, the two little people on it began to dance, and Sanbao smiled all over. It seems that she has chosen the baby she likes. Next, it was the passionate Sanbao. As soon as Sanbao came up, then he started to play the castle, so happy that he couldn't be pulled back. It was as if he was the happiest way in the scene. Host, this little friend is back, don't play anymore. Let's play a game, okay? Sanbao already understood what the game meant, and turned to look at the host. The host pointed at the items for this house ceremony. Baby, you choose one to take home, okay? Sanbao preferred the colorful balloon castle to those. He pointed at the castle. This, baby wants this. The audience laughed. The host shook his head. Okay, you can't take this away. If you choose one of the things in here, you can take it home. Sanbao blinked his eyes and pouted his lips with unhappiness. The host took his hand. Come on, baby, choose one. Sanbao was reluctant, looked left and right, and finally turned around and left. Sure enough, he still didn't play by the rules. These things might be too ordinary for Sanbao, and they were not as attractive as the toys in the toy area. In the end, Lin Feng still had to step in personally. Sanbao, come, choose one. In the end, Sanbao reluctantly took a pen and handed it to Zhang Yuxi. Mom gives it to you. Zhang Yuxi smiled with relief. Thank you, Sanbao. Sanbao grinned. The main purpose of this house ceremony is to have a sense of ritual, and it cannot decide anything, nor does it represent anything. The four babies behaved differently. They were so cute standing on the stage that they captured the hearts of many people. Who said that there are only naughty babies? Aren't there some soft and cute ones like little doughballs? The babies were tired from the morning till now. After the 1-year-old ceremony, they fell asleep in the stroller soon. Zhang Yuxi thought. Maybe it's because they are too sleepy that these noises can't disturb them. Little did she know that it was actually Lin Feng. He released the protective barrier skill on the babies to isolate the noise outside. Chapter 193 You are so beautiful today. After going through the process, everyone started to eat. The cooking skills of the 5-star chef were naturally beyond reproach. The meal lasted nearly 2 hours. Because the babies were there, it was not convenient to smoke. Everyone had to drive and it was not convenient to drink, so couldn't they just eat? The second aunt said, there are too few dishes in this 5-star hotel, just a few pieces of meat, you take a chopstick and I take a chopstick and it's gone. And this pig's trotter, it's gone for 4 or 5 yuan. The third aunt smiled and said, I guess all 5-star meals are like this, not to fill you up, just to let you taste the flavor. The second aunt sighed, it's delicious, but it's not cost-effective. The third aunt had some different ideas from her, so she didn't dwell on this aspect. The second aunt was a person who didn't think about things at all, and asked Wang Lu next to her. You are about to give birth. Will the confinement nanny take care of you or your mother? Wang Lu said with a smile, let's discuss it. My mother will take care of me and my mother-in-law will take care of Xiaoan. Second aunt nodded, that's good. Your mother has to take care of Xiaoan, you who are in confinement, and the baby. Where can she have time? The baby has just been born. She needs to be taken care of all the time and can't be separated from someone. She said to the two of them, when the time comes, you just need to take good care of Xiaoan and prepare the confinement meals. Second aunt's words are not pleasant to hear. She is always straightforward and often offends people. But after getting along with her for a long time, you will know what kind of person she is. In fact, second aunt is kind-hearted and has no bad intentions. Because she has little education and a straightforward personality, she is sometimes not liked by others. For example, third aunt. Third aunt and second aunt actually have a good relationship. Over the years, sometimes, second aunt's problem has solved many problems for her. For example, when it comes to confinement, she is not convenient to say it, so second aunt will say it. Her daughter-in-law will not think too much. In the past, because Lin Jiajin liked to play, he was not in tune most of the time. The relationship between husband and wife was sometimes good and sometimes bad, and the parents were also caught in the middle and suffered. Now that her son is sensible and can earn money, Wang Lu can just focus on taking care of the baby. No need to worry about what her husband did today, why he didn't come back at this time in the evening. When the relationship between husband and wife is harmonious, the relationship between mother-in-law and daughter-in-law will naturally be good. While talking here, Yu Zheng, Lin Rui and Du Yan sat together over there. The second aunt called the eldest aunt and asked Yu Zheng to ask about Lin Rui and the woman outside. Otherwise, why would Yu Zheng, who is so far away from home, care about other people's affairs? Yu Zheng pulled Lin Rui aside and asked in a low voice, "Are you still with that woman outside?" Lin Rui glanced at Du Yan, who is talking to Sun Ro. Yu Zheng said, "Don't look at her, she didn't ask me to ask about this." Lin Rui thought about it and roughly knew what was going on. Lin Rui whispered, "I lost contact with that woman last time. After that, she contacted me several times, but I refused." Yu Zheng asked, "Really?" "Of course it's true." Yu Zheng didn't ask any more questions, but half of his heart was inclined to not believe it. But he couldn't break the casserole and ask the truth. If the other party didn't admit it, what could he do? Since you have cut off contact with that woman, you two should live a good life and treat Yan well. She had nothing when she was with you. You took a gift of 30,000 yuan, bought a ring, and invited a few tables to have a meal together, and the marriage was considered a marriage. Now that you have earned money, you can't kick her out. How can a man do such a heartless thing? I'm not saying that it's not a good idea to divorce someone like Yan and find another one. Lin Rui sighed, "I know, I will treat him well in the future and make this family better." Yu Zheng nodded, "It's best if you can think this way. This time Yan can forgive you, but you must also remember her kindness. A table is so small that you can vaguely hear some of what is said over there." Yan's face turned cold and she couldn't help but sneer. "Sister Yan, listen, Brother Rui knows he was wrong." Yan said nothing. "Sun Ro, don't get involved in this matter. You are also a woman. What would you think if Yu Zheng did this?" Sun Ro was silent for a moment. After a while, she said, "Sister Yan, no matter what you do, we support you." There were 3 hazy and 3 bottles of wine on each table. Lin Feng asked them to split them up and take the wine back. If they were not enough, they could buy more. Lin Dahu smiled, "Then I won't be polite. I'll take a bottle away." Lin Dan followed with a bottle, "Then I'll take a bottle back too." They were all white wine, which young people don't like to drink. The Lin family is also full of people, so each person can get a bottle. They were almost done eating. Lin Ji's teachers were about to leave, and Lin Dashan and Zhou Qilan went over to say hello. After a few pleasantries, they left. Lin Ji wanted to play with Chen Miao and a few others, so they had an appointment, so they would leave soon. "Be careful on the road, don't go out wild, understand?" Zhou Qilan took the person aside and warned him. Lin Ji smiled, "Mom, I won't do anything rash." Zhou Qilan nodded, "Do you have money?" "Yes." "Okay, call me when the time comes." "Okay." Lin Ji went to each table to tell them, and then went to play with his classmates. Lin Feng asked Zhang Yuxi to look after the child, and went to pay the bill. When he came back, he found that they had already started packing. Some dishes were served later, and everyone was full at this time, so they didn't even touch their chopsticks. The second aunt, the third aunt and Zhou Qilan were packing the food to take back. The third aunt said, "You guys go and play, I won't go. Wang Lu is giving birth in the next few days, and she can't be away from home." Wang Lu was so tired that she collapsed. When she stood up, she needed Lin Jiajin's help. Lin Feng couldn't help but think of Zhang Yuxi's pregnancy, which must have been 100 times more difficult than this. He had heard her talk about it before. By 5 months, she could no longer climb the stairs and had to be taken care of at home. The only good thing is that when the babies were born, they were very healthy except for being lighter. Even the fragile fourth baby has become strong after Lin Feng's careful care and the help of the system. He's as strong as the first baby. Husband. Zhang Yuxi came over. What's wrong with you? I called you several times but there was no response. Lin Feng came back to his senses and looked at Zhang Yuxi intently. Zhang Yuxi was a little worried. Husband, why are you looking at me like that? Lin Feng smiled. I find that you are so beautiful today. Zhang Yuxi blushed. What are you talking about? We are leaving. Today is the baby's first birthday party, and as a mother, you must dress up. The strollers were pushed by Zhao Lizhan and Zhou Qilan. The backpacks and other things were carried by the two fathers. Lin Feng hugged Zhang Yuxi. I am telling the truth. Sunro turned her head and saw this scene, and winked at Zhang Yuxi. Zhang Yuxi was so embarrassed that she wanted to break free, but Lin Feng hugged her and chuckled. If you don't let me hug you, then I will kiss you instead. Ah. This won't do, there are so many relatives here. Then let me hug you. She could feel that Lin Feng at this moment seemed a little different from usual. Chapter 194, Peacemaking. Several people walked to the hall, and the second aunt sat on the sofa in the hall. Come, let's sit here and feel it. The third aunt shook her head. I think Wang Lu is a little uncomfortable today, I'll take her back first. Lin Dahu's face was dark. You haven't sat on the sofa before? You have to sit here. The second aunt pouted. This is a sofa in a 5-star hotel, how can it be the same as ours? Zhao Lizhan and Zhou Qilan came over. Do you want to go out and play? The two of us can take care of the children. This time Yu Zhang came back. Lin Rui was also there, and it was definitely necessary for pairs to play. Looking at the time, it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Mom, Yu Zai and I will go play with them for a while, and we may not be back for dinner in the evening. Zhou Qilan waved her hand. Go ahead, call me when the time comes. As for the two men, they didn't care. Zhou Qilan told Lin Dashan, let's go home and take care of the kids. You should drink less and smoke less outside. Lin Dashan felt in his pocket. Do you have any cash? Give me a few hundred. Zhou Qilan secretly stuffed 500 into his pocket. Return it after you lose it. Isn't it a little too little? If you think it's too little, just earn it back yourself. Zhao Lizhan also told her husband. Zhang Fuiong had a stern face. You don't need to explain, I know everything. Zhao Lizhan snorted. You know everything, right? Come back drunk and see how I deal with you. Zhang Fuiong stopped talking for a moment. And Lan, Liu Bo and others were going to take the train back after dinner. They came over to say hello to Zhou Qilan and Zhao Lizhan. Zhao Lizhan sighed. You have to take good care of yourself, kid. Your parents were supposed to come this time, but they had something to do and couldn't get away. And Lan smiled and said, just take care of themselves. I'm fine on my own. You're really getting more and more capable. Zhou Qilan persuaded Lan and Liu Bo, you can stay here for a few more days. And Lan shook her head, no, Auntie, the store needs someone to look after it. Liu Bo also said, Auntie, I'll come to see you next time when I'm free. Zhou Qilan nodded, okay, next time you come, Auntie will make delicious food for you. The first to leave were Wang Lu and the third aunt. Lin Jiazhen drove them back and then came out. Then came Zhou Qilan and Zhao Lizhan. Then the young people played their own games and had their own activities. Lin Dashan and his friends were just playing cards and drinking tea. At this time, it was hot outside. It would be great to drink tea, play cards and enjoy the air conditioning. After a discussion, the few people went together. During the whole journey, Lin Dahu didn't say hello to his son and daughter, and didn't even look at them. The second aunt did talk to her daughter-in-law, and then talked to Lin Xiaolin for a while. This time Feng Yuang did not come, confirming the fact that they were divorced. The young people discussed and decided to go singing and shopping in the mall. Yu Zhang spoke first. It's so sunny outside, let's find a cool place to stay. Lin Rui took a puff of cigarette, then let's go singing. Yu Zhang shook his head. Singing, you go, I'm not going. Lin Rui asked, then what to do? Lin Feng, where do you want to go? Lin Feng was chatting with Zhang Anmin. You decide, I'm fine with it. He turned around and asked, Sun Yu and Wang Bian are getting married. Zhang Anmin nodded. Wang Bian is pregnant. In a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, it is normal for the woman to be pregnant. Zhang Anmin said again, Wang Bian doesn't want this child and wants to break up with Sun Yu. The two are arguing. Lin Feng did not ask about this matter again, it had nothing to do with him. I don't care about them. When you and Su Kiki get married, you must invite me. Of course. Zhang Anman also indirectly revealed that he wanted to open another branch with Lin Feng. Lin Feng thought it was feasible, but he had to think about it in the long run. In the end, they decided to go play cards with Lin Dahu and the others. In the tea house, young people and old people played separately. Zhang Yuxi fought 1 against 3 and won a lot of money. Zhang Fuiong also won 3 games in a row. Lin Dahu couldn't sit still. You two are really amazing. Is it hereditary? Zhang Fuiong said with a smile. It's not hereditary, it's just that I have better luck. Hereditary? It's just that the father and daughter can count cards. Zhang Yuxi always won, so she asked Lin Feng to come. Lin Feng was really not good at this. He lost half of what Zhang Yuxi won. Several families took turns, and the one who lost the most was Yu Zhang's family. None of the 2 people were good. The others won more or less. Lin Dan glanced at Lin Rui. Lin Rui, come and play 1 or 2 games with me. Lin Rui went over. Lin Dan said with a smile, you sit in your father's seat. He is furious. Lin Dahu stood up, sat aside and drank tea, without saying anything. At this time, Lin Dashan said, it's because the in-laws are too good. They beat us several times in a row. You play well, come quickly. Zhang Fuiong asked, aren't we in-laws? There are no in-laws on the card table. He paused and smiled again, why didn't you think of in-laws when you won my money? I forgot it when I was happy. They asked Lin Rui to come over to play cards, but it was fake. They persuaded them to reconcile father and son. While playing, Lin Dan spoke, Lin Rui, we have watched you grow up. You were not like this before, you were obedient and sensible. Now you are capable, dare to fight with your own father, you are amazing. Lin Dashan pretended not to know, so amazing? You have grown up. Zhang Fuiong knew that he was an outsider, so he asked Yu Zhang to replace him. I'm going to the bathroom, can you take my place for a while? Yu Zhang knew what he meant and sat down with a smile, no problem. Zhang Fuiong got up and went to the bathroom. Wait for me, I'll be there soon. When he left, he closed the door. He walked to the room of the young man next door and pointed to one of the cards to Lin Feng. He signaled Lin Feng to play this one. In less than a minute, there was a noise from the next room, as if there was a quarrel. After 2 cleansings, Lin Feng had excellent hearing. He immediately put down the cards. I'll go in and take a look. In fact, he didn't want to go and see, but among his peers, he was the only man. Zhang Fuiong was an outsider and it was not convenient for him to intervene. Sun Ro sat down. Oh, then I'll sit in this position, maybe this is a good place for feng shui. Zhang Yuxi whispered, husband, take it easy. Lin Feng nodded. After entering, he saw that the table was overturned, and the second aunt and Yu Zhang were holding Lin Rui. On the other side, Lin Dashan and Lin Dan were holding Lin Dahu. The atmosphere was tense and seemed a bit tense. Chapter 195, Money-Minded. After Lin Feng came in, he closed the door. What's going on? Second aunt said first, Lin Feng, come and persuade your brother Rui, this kid is making a fool of himself. He sighed and went over to tidy up the table. Second uncle, don't be angry. Brother Rui, don't be so arrogant, sit down and talk it over. Lin Feng came over to comfort second uncle, sit down. Second aunt and Yu Zhang Lin Rui were pressed on the table. Second aunt was about to say something, Lin Feng smiled and said. Second aunt, you go out first, we men will solve the problems here. Second aunt is not good at speaking, it's easy to add fuel to the fire. Maybe there will be another fight at that time. Second aunt hesitated for a moment, Yu Zhang stood up and pushed her out. Second aunt, go get a broom. Second aunt finally sighed, forget it, I don't care about you. After second aunt left, Yu Zhang locked the door. Lin Feng said calmly, we are all family, so just say whatever you want to say. I have a general understanding of the matter between second uncle and brother Rui, but I am not very clear. So I ask, second uncle, what is going on between you two? Lin Dahu was reluctant to say it, but Lin Feng was the most promising among the younger generations. Moreover, he did not want the father and son to become enemies. Other people's sons are filial and successful. He would feel bad if he did this. Lin Dahu snorted coldly. He has made a little money in the past few years, and he suddenly doesn't know who he is. He doesn't like me anymore, and what I say is not pleasant to hear. See, I didn't say a word just now, and your dad said a few words to your third uncle, and he got choked up. I got angry when I saw it, so I overturned the table. Lin Dan sighed. We didn't say anything either, so we let the father and son get along well. That's not wrong, we are not children anymore, there is no need to make the relationship so stiff. Even if parents say something, children don't need to bear grudges. The key is to tell the truth. It's nothing. Lin Dashan sighed. You all have bad tempers. You need to change that. Yu Zhang didn't say anything and glanced at Lin Rui. Lin Feng glanced at Lin Rui. Brother Rui, apart from brother Yu, you are the oldest in our Lin family. We, as brothers and sisters, always respect you very much. Although many things happen to the brothers in the Lin family, they were all okay on the surface. They get together during festivals. So after so many years, the brotherhood is still there. The younger generations can also play together, and the relationship is not close. It was only after Lin Feng and Lin Jiajin cooperated to open a store. The relationship between Lin Dan and Lin Dashan became much closer. The relationship between Lin Feng and Lin Jiajin is even better. Lin Feng played with a teacup beside him and asked lightly, Brother Rui, as your younger brother, there are some things I don't want to say, and some things I don't want to care about. We all have our own families and careers, and we are not children anymore. There are some things that we don't need others to tell us, we can understand them ourselves. But you said this matter, it's not good for me to turn a blind eye. Then I will talk about it today. Some words are not pleasant to hear, it doesn't matter if you don't want to hear them, I did what I could do. I don't care what you think of me afterwards. I, Lin Feng, am not begging for food from you, and I don't have much interest in you. I have my own life. So, your attitude is not important to me at all. The expressions of the people present were subtle. Lin Rui pursed his lips, crossed his arms and looked gloomy. Lin Feng really doesn't care about these things. But now that it has come to this, it would be unreasonable for him to not care about it. Lin Feng put down the cup and asked Lin Rui. Brother Rui, you are the most capable among us brothers, we know that. But no matter how capable you are, there are many people around who are more capable and competent than you. Brother, I'm going to say something that you don't like to hear. Brother, you earn several million a year. Do you think he is proud? He signed several big orders this year and earned at least 1 or 2 million. Do you think he has boasted about it? Not before, and not now. Lin Feng pointed at himself. I'm not showing off in front of you, I'm just telling the truth. I currently have nearly 100 million in cash, not assets. I haven't counted those assets. Everyone present took a breath of cold air. The arrogance on Lin Rui's face also disappeared by half. Lin Feng continued, if you use money to show off yourself, then brother you and I will not be polite. And brother Jun, he probably has 1 or 2 million in his hands now. We plan to open another branch, and I believe the business will get better and better. By then, I think brother Jun's money should be more than this. Lin Dan couldn't help but smile. His son had mentioned before that he wanted to open a branch. As the largest shareholder, Lin Feng always had to get his consent. Lin Feng asked calmly, by then, will you be richer than them? Lin Rui chuckled, Lin Jiajin is rich, but you guys brought him with you. Lin Feng nodded, yes, why not find you? Lin Rui's face darkened. Lin Feng said calmly, you should also know that if we work together, there will definitely be discord. If there is no harmony, how can we make money? Lin Feng acted as a peacemaker and talked a lot to Lin Rui and advised him a lot. I have said everything I can say. We are all adults. We have to rely on ourselves for some things. Lin Feng stood up, I'm going to the bathroom. When he opened the door, he saw his second aunt standing at the door, looking anxious. How is it? I don't know. I have said everything I should say. The second aunt was still frowning, but said, thank you. Lin Feng smiled. Second aunt is too reserved. Children grow up and have their own ideas. When they hide a wall, they will know how to turn back. Smiling, he walked to Zhang Yuxi. Did Dad win? Sun Ro smiled and said, Uncle is awesome. Zhang Fuiong showed the last card, and several people shouted. We lost again. Zhang Fuiong returned all the money he won. It's just a game, how can you take money from the younger generation? Lin Xiaolin put it away, then Uncle, I won't be polite. Seeing this, Sun Ro also put it away. Zhang Fuiong stood up, you young people play, I'm going to the toilet. Lin Jiajin came over. Why don't you go out and play cards here? Sun Ro smiled and said, without your navigation, we don't know where to go. I need to think about this. It's too sunny outside. It's boring to go out. After a pause, Lin Jiajin said, why don't we go to the water park? You can go surfing there, what do you think? Sun Ro was the first to object, I won't go. Why don't I prepare a swimsuit? Lin Xiaolin also said she didn't want to go, it's boring. Lin Jiajin didn't think of it either. It's too hot outside. How about we go to the restaurant to have another meal? Sun Ro asked, do you want to pay? How about a 50% discount? Sun Ro smiled, you are obsessed with money. Of course, I haven't thought of doing anything else except making money now. There is no place to go. You can't play mahjong here. Just go to the restaurant to eat and play. As they were talking, the door of the box opposite opened, and Lin Dahu and his son were silent. Everyone else was laughing. Have you decided where to go? Let's go to the store and talk about something. Lin Jiajin walked over and hugged Lin Rui. Brother Rui, let's go together. Lin Rui didn't object, so he agreed. The group came to the store and they were happy again. Lin Feng, Lin Jiajin and Zhang Anmin sat together separately to discuss opening a branch. There was a long holiday coming up, and Lin Jiajin and Zhang Anmin wanted to find a good time to open the store. Lin Feng had no objection. Zhang Anmin said, the two of us have already looked at some suitable stores, but we haven't made a decision yet. Shall I take you to see them tomorrow? Lin Feng thought for a moment, okay. Lin Jiajin lit a cigarette, let's go now, instead of waiting until tomorrow. It seemed that Lin Jiajin was really obsessed with money. Lin Jiajin said, my wife is going to give birth in the next few days, and I want to get this matter resolved. Zhang Anmin said, I have no objection, what about Lin Feng? I have no objection either, let's go. Chapter 196 What should I do if I'm pregnant? The three of them headed off and prepared to go out to look at shops. Lin Feng was driving the SUV he had driven before. This car is really comfortable to sit in. When I have money, I will buy one too. Lin Feng smiled and said, you don't have money to buy it now. Lin Jiajin chuckled and said, I have saved some money. Don't you think it's strange? When I didn't make any money before, I spent lavishly and didn't think it was a big deal. Later, when I made money, I was reluctant to spend it and wanted to save it. Now he's asked to spend more than 1 million to buy a car, and he really doesn't want to spend it. As they were talking, the three of them came to a shop. This shop is relatively old. After greeting the owner, they went in to take a look. It is about 300 square meters. It used to be a tea house, and the owner really couldn't do it anymore. Lin Jiajin smoked a cigarette and said, I discussed with Anmin, if it doesn't work, we can find a ready-made one that can be opened after a little renovation. Lin Feng shook his head, we were lucky that time. He remembered something and asked, did your aunt have a successful blind date? Zhang Anmin shook his head, no, she is too busy, and she has a straightforward personality, and few men like her. Lin Feng actually had a good impression of Zhang Anmin's aunt. Her words and deeds were good. However, who can say for sure about things like love? Then he looked at a few more stores. Lin Feng was not very satisfied with any of them. Zhang Anmin and Lin Jiajin looked at each other and knew that none of them was what Lin Feng liked. This. Why don't I ask my aunt to see if there are any suitable shops? Lin Feng nodded, don't worry, we will slowly look for a shop. We don't have to wait until the holiday to open. We can also wait until the Chinese New Year. The three of them sat on the steps in the shade of the tree. It was getting hot at this point. Lin Jiajin stood up, what kind of water do you want to drink? Iced black tea. Mineral water. Lin Jiajin bought some water, and the three of them chatted while drinking. Speaking of the Yuhuli Mall, which had just opened, it is the mall with the largest investment in Micheng. Many shops have begun to move in, and of course there are also delicious foods. The higher-ups had already started planning to build a tertiary hospital behind Yuhuli, and construction has already begun. As he was talking, Lin Jiajin's cell phone rang. It was his third aunt. After Wang Lu went home, she felt uncomfortable after a nap. She was in pain for more than 10 minutes, and it seemed that something was wrong, so she went to the hospital for a checkup. She is now 3 fingers dilated, and she is about to give birth. At this time, the third aunt was in the hospital, and she called Wang Lu's mother, who was rushing to the hospital. Lin Dun had some connections in the hospital, and the bed had been prepared long ago. Wang Lu and Du Yan had both given birth in the maternal and child health hospital before, and this time the second child was also born here. When Lin Jiajin and others came, Zhang Yuxi and others had arrived. This is a double room. There is a pregnant woman next door, accompanied by her family. They were dumbfounded to see so many people coming at once. Liu Bowen and Lan are gone. Brother Rui and sister Yan are gone too. Zhang Yuxi whispered in Lin Feng's ear. Lin Feng nodded. I know. Women have different situations when giving birth. Some can give birth in 10 minutes, while others need about a day. The doctor came over and asked the family to take Wang Lu for a checkup. Electrocardiogram, B ultrasound, fetal heartbeat, etc. They can leave now. Lin Feng and Zhang Anmin left last and stayed for a while. Wang Lu's pain had intensified at this time, and the doctor came to check every half an hour. Su Kiki looked very nervous and her face turned pale. Zhang Anmin was afraid of leaving a shadow on her. Lin Feng, we'll leave first. I'll call my sister-in-law tomorrow to see if there is a suitable store. Lin Feng nodded, okay. Seeing Wang Lu giving birth, Zhang Yuxi couldn't help but think of herself. Those days were painful and sweet. 4 little angels came to her side, driving away all her fear and hesitation. Wife, what was it like when you gave birth? Zhang Yuxi smiled faintly. I have been doing checkups at that hospital, so when the due date came, the doctors and nurses in the hospital were very responsible. The babies are very good and they were born without me feeling pain for a long time. Sibeo was the last one, and he weighed less than 3 pounds, so he stayed in an incubator for a week before being brought home. Zhang Yuxi was still frightened when she mentioned Sibeo. When the baby was born, the doctors and nurses' faces changed, and she was scared to death. Such a small baby, with a weak cry and a trembling body. Just one look and she cried. She would visit Sibeo every day and learn about his condition from the nurses. The babies are all in good health, including Sibeo. Except for his small weight, all organs are developing normally. Now that he is 1 year old, Sibeo has become even more naughty and full of energy. Lin Feng held her hand. Wife, I owe you too much? Zhang Yuxi shook her head. She had never blamed Lin Feng for this matter. After that night, she herself did not expect to be pregnant. Not to mention Lin Feng. Husband, don't think like this in the future. It has nothing to do with you. Zhang Yuxi sat on the bench in the corridor, leaning on Lin Feng's shoulder. I am very happy now. With you and the babies accompanying me, I feel like the happiest woman in the world. She noticed that many fathers here looked indifferent. They ignored their wives. They looked down at their phones. Few husbands would look forward to the day when the baby was born with their wives. Compared with them, Lin Feng was really too good. So good that Zhang Yuxi felt a little inferior. Wang Lu was sent to the delivery room. Lin Jiajin sat down with him. Lin Feng asked, how do you feel now? Lin Jiajin said honestly, well, I am somewhat looking forward to it, but if it's a son, I'm less excited. I hope it's a daughter. A son and a daughter are perfect. Many men become fathers when they are young and ignorant. Are they happy? Not necessarily, they are more confused and entangled with life. Lin Feng wanted to leave at first, but since he was already in the delivery room, he would wait a little longer. Time passed by minute. Lin Dan and his wife and Wang Lu's parents were all waiting. The third aunt took Zia Aoun by the hand. Mom will give you a brother later, are you happy? Zia Aoun said, I don't want a brother, I want a sister. This. Brothers and sisters are not something that mom and dad can decide. Zia Aoun stopped talking. After waiting for more than an hour, the pregnant woman who went in after Wang Lu had already given birth. It was a little princess. Lin Jiajin was envious. Another half an hour passed, and Wang Lu gave birth to a 6.8 caddies boy. After the nurse took him out, everyone came to see him, and he was red and cute. Wang Lu was helped out of the delivery room by 2 nurses, her face pale. You didn't leave? She smiled at Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi. Zhang Yuxi felt sorry for her. We'll leave in a minute, you're awesome. Wang Lu smiled. They left after Wang Lu was settled. Lin Jiajin saw them off. Call me when you have something to do with the store. Lin Feng asked, are you not going to take care of Wang Lu? Mom is here, I'll help take care of her too. After leaving the hospital, Lin Feng drove back. The babies were all sleeping, and the 2 mothers were talking about Wang Lu giving birth. You're back, did Wang Lu give birth? Lin Feng hummed, a son weighing 6.8 jin. Zhou Qilin smiled and said, they've been looking forward to having a daughter. Zhao Lizian asked, have you eaten? Yes. Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng returned to the room, and the babies were sleeping soundly in the cribs. Lin Feng stood and watched for a while, and couldn't help but sigh. Time flies so fast. Before I knew it, the babies were all 1 year old. In the evening, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi had a conversation. Zhang Yuxi's face flushed, and she lay on the bed, thinking about what happened today. Honey, what if I get pregnant again? Lin Feng thought it was unlikely, because he had always taken precautions. But sometimes there were times when he was careless. Lin Feng comforted Zhang Yuxi, don't think too much, it won't happen. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 197. These shops are all mine. In order to prevent Zhang Yuxi from having wild thoughts, Lin Feng continued to communicate with her. It was 12 o'clock in the morning, and Zhang Yuxi fell into deep sleep. The voice of the system came to Lin Feng's mind. Ding, because the host accompanied the baby until the first birthday, a villa in Michang Mingai Villa will be rewarded, because the host held a birthday party for the baby. A 300 square meter shop in Yuhuli will be rewarded. What you need, you will get it. Lin Feng is in need of shops now, and villas are also what they need. Although the villa they live in now is good, it is sometimes inconvenient when someone comes to the house. Moreover, the couple has just been married for a short time, so it is inevitable that they will want to do something in the house, and the parents are at home. Now that there is an extra villa, it will be much more convenient to go back to Michang in the future. Thinking of this, Lin Feng hugged Zhang Yuxi and fell asleep. The next day, Lin Feng got up and made breakfast for them. I didn't see Lin Ji, so I knew that he slept at Chen Miao's house last night. After breakfast, Lin Feng went to wake Zhang Yuxi up and cleaned up the babies himself. They are naughty, but they can do more things. Lin Feng tells the babies through practical actions that eating, sleeping, and going to the toilet are very serious things, and they are not allowed to play while doing them. The babies all do very well. At the dinner table, no one talks. After Lin Feng finished eating, I have to go out for something, and I may not be back for dinner. I will call you when the time comes. Go. Sanbao came over. Dad, let's go. Where to? Lin Feng smiled and said, Dad has something to do and will be back soon. Perhaps it is because they know that adults have things to do and are used to Zhang Yuxi's work rhythm. They are easy to accept. Sanbao's eyes reddened. Dad, come early. Sanbao misses Dad. Oh my, his little heart. Lin Feng hugged Sanbao. Dad misses Sanbao too. Dad will be back early, dear. Can you kiss Dad? Sanbao hugged Lin Feng and gave him a big kiss, reluctant to leave. Lin Feng said to the other babies, Babies, Daddy has something to do today and will be back soon. You guys should be good at home. Bao came running over. Daddy, come back early to play with me. She climbed up like a little monkey, and Lin Feng picked her up. Bao hugged Lin Feng. Dad, can you bring me toys when you come back? I like toys. What kind of toys does Bao want? As long as Daddy buys them, I like them. Look, she can say sweet words at such a young age. No wonder everyone wants to have a daughter. She looks cute and has a sweet mouth. Unlike sons who play so much that they can't hear what they are saying. Okay, then Daddy will bring toys to Bao when he comes back. Sibao rushed to say, Daddy, Sibao wants toys too. Bao wants toys too. The toys exploded into so many diving treasures. After bidding farewell to the babies, Lin Feng drove out in an off-road vehicle. He went to the hospital to pick up Lin Jiajin. Then he met Zhang Anmin at Chuhuli Mall. Lin Jiajin asked, Lin Feng, what are we doing here? Look at the shops. I heard that the shops here are very expensive, and you can't get them without connections. Lin Feng didn't say anything and called Zhang Anmin. Unexpectedly, he was already waiting on the first floor. Zhang Anmin said, My home is not far from here, and it takes more than 10 minutes to drive there. Lin Feng went in first. Let's go. Zhang Anmin looked at Lin Jiajin. Lin Jiajin shook his head and said, We are here to look at the shops. Zhang Anmin didn't say anything. The shops here are as valuable as gold. Even if you have money but no connections, you may not be able to get them. Lin Feng hasn't been in Michang for a long time and doesn't know what's normal. The second floor below ground is a parking lot, and the first floor below ground is a supermarket. The first floor is a living area, where you can buy mobile phones, home appliances, gold and silver jewelry. etc. The second floor focuses on beauty cosmetics of various brands, such as Lancome, Estee Lauder, etc. The third floor focuses on the children's area, with toys, children's playgrounds, children's clothing, etc. The fourth floor is mainly for adults, with fitness equipment, game consoles, and all kinds of fun things. The fifth floor has clothing and luggage, etc., and of course luxury goods are also available. The cinema on the seventh floor occupies a large part of the area, and the rest is an ice skating venue. The eighth and ninth floors are all food, hot pot, dry pot, seafood, barbecue, etc. Everything is available. Lin Feng came to the eighth floor. From the map, it seems that it occupies about a quarter of the area of the eighth floor. Are all the shops here his? Lin Feng didn't expect it to be so big, and the information didn't show how many square meters it was. It was estimated to be about 300 or 400 square meters? He was not sure. He wanted to calm down and smoke a cigarette. He thought it could only accommodate more than 10 seats at most. After all, in this shop where every inch of land is valuable, a milk tea shop can be opened in an area of 7 or 8 square meters. Some shops have opened handmade silver jewelry in an area of 3 or 4 square meters. There are also shops pushing carts outside, selling ice cream and juice, and they can't even afford to rent a shop. The shop on Shanxiaju Pedestrian Street is only about 80 square meters. This time, a shop with several hundred square meters was given to them. Lin Feng wiped his face. Eh? So many shops here are not rented out. Yes, it's so strange. Lin Jiajin leaned on the glass to look. It's really empty inside. Lin Feng took a deep breath and said lightly, I have found our shop. Lin Jiajin and Zhang Anman followed Lin Feng's gaze and looked over. Lin Jiajin couldn't believe it. Don't tell me that our shop is this one. Zhang Anman also thought it was impossible. But Lin Feng was not the kind of person who would joke. Lin Feng said lightly, it's not this one. Lin Jiajin breathed a sigh of relief. I told you. Zhang Anman said, Lin Feng, we have to use connections to rent these shops. Lin Feng took out a bunch of keys from his pocket. Starting from 114 on the 8th floor, these shops are all mine. He paused. I bought them. The ownership of the things rewarded by the system must be his. The two people looked at Lin Feng blankly, as if they had heard something out of the ordinary. They couldn't believe it was true. Lin Jiajin said dryly, I know you have money, but you can't get this even if you have money. Zhang Anman nodded, which sounded completely unbelievable. Lin Feng ignored them and took the key to open the shops one by one. The areas of these shops are large and small, and they form a fan shape when connected together. It happened that the elevator was only a few steps away from here. When Lin Feng took the key to open the doors of all the shops, he no longer doubted what Lin Feng said. Lin Jiajin shouted excitedly on the spot. Fuck, this must not be true. Zhang Anmin covered his mouth with his hands, and was shocked for a while. Lin Jiajin had roughly calculated how much assets Lin Feng had before. At least hundreds of millions. Don't say to buy these shops. Even if you rent them, it will cost hundreds of thousands a year, and the big shops are nearly $1 million, not to mention buying them. How much are they worth? They dare not even think about it. Okay. Lin Feng has recovered from his shock. He said, these shops need to be renovated, and there is still half a year before the Chinese New Year. Open during the Chinese New Year. It will be around that time. On the way back, Lin Jiajin asked Lin Feng repeatedly. You are not kidding, is this true? Is it fake? How much did you spend? Lin Feng, I will follow you in the future and work hard on my career. Zhang Anmin drove back alone. But he sat in the car for a long time. Lin Feng said lightly, brother, as long as you work hard, we can make money together. Lin Jiajin wanted to swear to this guy. Lin Feng, you believe me, I will never do anything wrong. I was ignorant before, but now look at me, I have never been to a bar. Lin Feng nodded, yeah, I believe you. Chapter 198 Investment. After sending Lin Jiajin back to the hospital, Lin Feng drove away. As for the decoration of the new store, Lin Feng told them to discuss it after finding a designer. They had no objection to Lin Feng's decision. Lin Jiajin returned to the ward, and he was in a trance. He was still thinking about the store. In the hospital, Wang Lu had a normal birth and could be discharged after 3 days of hospitalization. So these days, Lin Jiajin accompanied his wife and the child was left to Wang Lu's mother. The third aunt cooked at home and Lin Dan drove to deliver it. Lin Jiajin came back to his senses and hurried over, looking excited. Wife, haven't Anmin and I been busy dividing the store these days? Wang Lu was a little surprised, and then she became energetic. Yes, didn't you say that Lin Feng was not satisfied with the ones you chose? Didn't you go out with him today to look at the store? You look so happy. Did you find the store? Lin Jiajin looked mysterious. Found it? Guess where it is? Wang Lu rolled her eyes at him. Mi Chang is so big, how do I know where it is? Lin Jiajin chuckled and deliberately kept Wang Lu in suspense. I remind you, it's in the Yuhuli area. He deliberately emphasized the 3 words Yuhuli to see if Wang Lu found it. Wang Lu thought about the terrain around Yuhuli. After a moment, she became impatient. Don't beat around the bush with me, Yuhuli is so big, how do I know where it is? Hurry up. Lin Jiajin laughed like a fool. Inside Yuhuli, on the 8th floor. Wang Lu was immediately shocked. Really? That place is expensive, and even if you have money, you still need connections to rent a shop. Lin Jiajin nodded. It's true. Wang Lu took a breath. Then how did Lin Feng do it? Well, did he know someone above? Lin Jiajin sat on the bed and chuckled again. Wife, if I tell you that Lin Feng took over 14 shops on the 8th floor, would you believe it? Wang Lu suddenly became energetic. 14 shops, where did he get so much money? People are willing to sell to him. Anyway, Lin Feng is richer than we think. Think about it, 14 shops, you can't afford it without hundreds of millions. He wants to connect all these shops, and then connect them into one, and then make branches. Wang Lu was also excited. Also let Yuan and men invest. Lin Jiajin chuckled. I have already made it clear to Lin Feng in the car, and I will follow him in the future. He didn't say anything, so he must have agreed. Wang Lu praised Lin Jiajin. This will definitely make more money than the main store. Isn't it normal to make hundreds of thousands a day? Then he paused. Then how do you calculate your share? Lin Jiajin has now thought it through and understood it. It must be Lin Feng who has the most money. The shop belongs to him, and the technology is also his. At best, we are just management and have a small stake. Lin Feng is not bad for this little stake. He just wants to help me and his classmates. And Min and I know this. Lin Feng mentioned to me today that he wants brother Yu to join. I have no objection. It's good to make money. Don't ask for too much? Wang Lu nodded. That's right, we don't ask for too much. Then, she talked about the tea drinking, which was all told by the second aunt and the third aunt. Mom told me. Although Lin Rui was like this before. But the root cause of the attack was because Lin Feng dragged them to make money together. Anyone who is smart will know it after a little thought. Lin Feng did not go home directly, but went to find Yu Zhang. Yu Zhang was on the phone, Sun Ro taught Chuan Pinyin, and the eldest aunt was sleeping. Yu Zhang gave Lin Feng a look, motioning him to sit for a while, and called again, Sun Ro. Sun Ro only noticed Lin Feng coming and stood up to greet people. Sit down, I'll go cut a watermelon. Lin Feng sat down and asked, Chuan, what is this? Pinyin. Lin Feng nodded, great. Sun Ro brought the watermelon over, come, eat watermelon, this is sweet. Lin Feng took a piece and tasted it, sure enough, it's sweet. Sun Ro asked, didn't you say you were going to open a branch? Have you found the storefront? Found it. Yu Zhang, who had just finished his phone call, came over, that's good. Lin Feng smiled and said, here, I want to ask if brother Yu wants to invest in the branch. Yu Zhang had already been tempted, but since Lin Feng didn't find him, he didn't know how to start the conversation. He said, of course. Lin Feng smiled, then you can wait a few more days, wait until Wang Lu is out of the hospital and Lin Jiajin is free, and then discuss the matter of investing. Yu Zhang thought about it and realized that he could wait for a few days. No problem. Lin Feng stood up, then I'll leave first. I'll find a designer to design it in the next few days. Before going home, Lin Feng called Boss Luo. Boss Luo is the one who designed the restaurant in Yangchang. Lin Feng is very satisfied with him in every aspect. When Boss Luo heard that there was a store of several hundred square meters that needed to be designed, he immediately promised to buy a ticket and take the train. He also brought the designer over so that he could survey and measure in the evening. Lin Feng was very satisfied with his work efficiency. When they got home, Zhang Yuxi and the babies came over to see what was going on. Oh, it's Daddy who's back. Lin Feng came over to kiss Zhang Yuxi, and then hugged them one by one. Come, let Daddy hug you. Very good, Daddy loves you the most. Have you missed Daddy while you were out for a while? These are the toys Daddy bought for you. The babies were very happy after buying 4 sets of small animal toys. Wife? Lin Feng took out a lipstick. This is a gift for you. Zhang Yuxi didn't expect that she had a gift. She opened it and saw that it was the lipstick she often used. I saw that your tube of lipstick was almost finished, so I bought a new one. He knew that women had high requirements for lipstick and there were many colors. He was afraid that Zhang Yuxi would not like it, so he bought it according to her previous color number. Thank you, my dear, you are so kind. Lin Feng hugged her. A lipstick makes you so happy. She is really easy to satisfy. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, as long as it is given by my husband, I will be happy. Chapter 199 Showdown. A few hours later. Boss Luo really did what he said. He brought 3 designers and 2 survey employees from Yangcheng to meet Chen. Lin Feng was cooking for the babies. When he learned that Boss Luo had arrived, he called Zhang Anmin and Yu Zheng. As a future partner, Yu Zheng needed to have more contact with Zhang Anmin. Zhang Anmin said he would pick him up and asked Yu Zheng to wait for them on the 8th floor of Yuhuli. Yu Zheng had common sense and knew that shops and shopping malls were not something you could get just because you had money. Yu Zheng leaned on the glass door and looked inside. He found that it was empty inside, and the estimated area was only more than 50 square meters. If you want to do a hot pot business in more than 50 square meters, you can only put a few tables. But it is not easy to rent such a large storefront in Yuhuli. Just as he was thinking about it, Zhang Anmin came with Boss Luo and others. Brother Yu. Zhang Anmin said with a smile, sorry to have kept you waiting. Yu Zheng shook his head, no, I just got here a while ago. This must be Boss Luo that Lin Feng found. Boss Luo smiled slightly, hello, both bosses. Zhang Anmin had the key in his hand and lowered his head to open the door. 1 door, 2 doors, 3 doors. Seeing the scene in front of him, Yu Zheng was completely stunned. But he was calm. After all, he had signed orders worth tens of millions. Boss Luo had a good idea since he stepped into Yuhuli. But they were all wrong. After Zhang Anmin opened 14 doors, they really lost their composure. Boss Luo, you came here today just to give me a rough idea. This requires a design. I have already found the workers, and they will be here soon. It is estimated that the work will not be completed until tomorrow night. You have to wait until tomorrow to start measuring. Boss Luo smiled and said, I am not in a hurry. Zhang Anmin said, accommodation. Boss Luo quickly said, I will solve the accommodation problem. Don't bother you to worry about it. The 3 talked for a while, and Boss Luo left first. Yu Zheng stayed to wait for the workers. They are both shareholders, so they can't just do nothing. Zhang Anmin and Yu Zheng had met before, and they both thought each other was good. The workers came while they were chatting. After discussing, they decided to start the work in the evening so as not to affect the normal business of other shops. After discussing, Yu Zheng and Zhang Anmin smoked outside the mall, and decided to go to the hospital to find Lin Jiajin to discuss the investment. Lin Feng meant to tell him when he made a decision. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi finished packing the babies and took them upstairs to sleep. Husband, are you worried about something? Lin Feng was stunned. His wife is really amazing, she is so observant. But it's just right to bring up the topic of villas. Wife, I feel that every time I come, I stay at mom's place. It's a bit inconvenient. Zhang Yuxi nodded, it's a bit inconvenient. Although this is also a home, it's not as comfortable as your own home. After all, young people, who doesn't want to live in a world of 2? So, I bought a house. Zhang Yuxi was surprised, have you bought it? Yes, I have bought it. Do mother-in-law know? I'll go down and tell them. The 4 elderly people were sitting together watching TV, chatting, and eating fruit. Seeing Lin Feng coming down, Zhou Qilin asked, are the babies asleep? Lin Feng nodded, Mom and Dad, I have something to tell you. Zhang Yuxi's parents wanted to get up, let's go back to the room and sleep. Lin Feng smiled and said, it's not a secret, Mom and Dad, sit down. I just bought a house. Zhou Qilin was about to say something, Lin Feng said hurriedly. Mom, don't get me wrong, it's not that we don't want to live here. You know Zhang Anmin's aunt is in real estate. This time I was looking for a shop and happened to find a nice house, so I bought it. Zhou Qilin breathed a sigh of relief when she heard it. I thought you were not used to living here, or that your father and I did something to make you unhappy and want to move away. Zhao Lizian said quickly, how is it possible? You love your children so much, how can you bear to move away? Lin Feng also smiled, Mom, don't think too much, Yuxi and I like living here. It's not that we just happened to find a good house, so we bought it. Lin Dashan glared at his wife. I said you have nothing to do in a day, so you like to think about nonsense. Zhou Qilin was a little embarrassed. No way. Then she changed the subject. Tell me, is the place far from here? Over at Mingayu Villa. When Lin Dashan and his wife heard it, they immediately took a breath of cold air. Lin Dashan's eyes widened. Mingayu Villa? That's the most luxurious villa in Micheng. The average price is 50,000 per square meter. Are you crazy? Besides, they all start at 300 square meters. Are you crazy? Oh, Lin Feng didn't know what to say. He really didn't know the price of Mingayu Villa. Zhou Qilin also thought her son was crazy. That's a price of tens of millions. Thinking of this, she immediately got angry. You little bastard, you can't spend money like this. Tens of millions, isn't it better to buy a large flat for a few million? If you want to buy a villa, you can also buy a cheaper one. For example, in our community, someone is selling a house. It was renovated last year and it only cost about 4 million. Zhang's parents didn't expect their son-in-law to be so willing to spend tens of millions to buy a villa. Generous. Zhao Lizian quickly comforted Zhou Qilin. My dear, don't be angry. Lin Feng is a good boy and won't spend money recklessly. Zhou Qilin chuckled. I think he is just getting carried away now, spending so much money on a villa. Lin Dashan also kept silent with a gloomy face. Lin Feng, there is one more thing. No one knows a child better than his mother. Zhou Qilin had a bad feeling when she saw Lin Feng's expression. She immediately became anxious. I ask you, did you buy something again? What did you buy? She hit her son. You rascal, it's not easy to make money in this society now, you should spend it quickly. We parents don't need you to raise them, but we still have 4 children. It costs a lot of money to raise a child now, not to mention that you have 4. The more she talked, the angrier she got. Zhao Lizian pulled her. Don't be anxious, the child hasn't said a word yet, let's listen to what he says first. Zhang Fuiong also said, that's right, your son-in-law is not a person who doesn't know the importance of his own children. Don't you trust him? Zhou Qilin snorted. Okay, then tell me, what else do you have to tell me? Everyone looked over and spoke to Lin Feng. Lin Feng coughed lightly, not knowing whether his mother would get even angrier with his next words. I bought 14 shops in Yuhuli Mall. The 4 old men were stunned for a moment, and the first one to react was Lin Dashan. You bought 14 shops in Yuhuli Mall? How did you do it? Zhou Qilin was also shocked. You are bragging, that place is not something you can buy with money, the key is whether you have money. It's not that she doesn't believe her son. But this matter sounds too incredible. Zhang Fuiong has been working hard in the business world of Shanghai for so many years, and he understood it all at once. Lin Feng nodded. I have money, I bought 14 shops, and I plan to merge one to open a branch. Lin Dashan calculated how much money it would cost. Where did you get so much money? I earned it. In the eyes of a businessman. If the place you live in is better decorated and the house has more room for appreciation, there is no need to spend so much money on a villa. But if you spend tens of millions to buy a shop, it is still very meaningful. Especially for shops where every inch of land is worth a lot of money, it is even more rare. Chapter 200 Going to see the villa. Thinking of this, Lin Dashan was no longer angry. He patted his son's shoulder and smiled. Not bad, you are amazing. You opened 14 shops at once, you are worthy of being my son, you are getting more and more promising. He looked proud and complacent, like a child. Lin Feng smiled and said, I plan to finish the decoration before the new year. Lin Dashan nodded, it's still in time. As long as the money is in place, it can be done for you in 1 or 2 months. He paused and asked with concern, tell me honestly, how much money do you have? If it's not enough, tell Dad. I still have some money here, I can give it to you. Zhang Fuiong also fully supported his son-in-law. I have money here too. Lin Feng was moved and smiled and said, I am not short of money, Dad, you don't have to worry. Okay, tell Dad if you need money, don't be embarrassed to ask. That's right. Lin Dashan asked again, then Lin Jiajin and Zhang Anmin will also invest. This time I counted brother Yu as well. Lin Dashan had no objection. Yu Zhang has been a good boy since he was a child and is very good to their family. Not to mention the relationship with Lin Feng and his brother, which has always been good. But your brother Rui and sister Xiaolin are probably even more unhappy. Zhou Qilin also sighed. Lin Feng said lightly, whether they are happy or not has nothing to do with me. I'm going upstairs. You guys should go to bed early after watching TV. Go ahead. Zhou Qilin said, let us take care of the children. It's important to deal with the store first. Yet, Lin Feng went upstairs and found Zhang Yuxi eavesdropping at the corner. Zhang Yuxi raised her eyebrows slightly and smiled a little awkwardly. Lin Feng took her back to the room, and before he asked, Zhang Yuxi rushed to say, I heard that you seemed to be arguing, so I thought I would go and see. I didn't mean to eavesdrop. Lin Feng laughed, I didn't say you were eavesdropping. Zhang Yuxi followed closely. Honey, do you have enough money? Lin Feng was surprised. Enough. Zhang Yuxi held his hand. Honey, we are husband and wife, just say whatever you want. Lin Feng was even more surprised. It's really enough. If I run out of money, I will find a way. After a pause, she said, you still don't believe your husband's words. Zhang Yuxi shook her head. I don't disbelieve it. I'm just afraid that you will hold on. Well, isn't it the same when translated? But the words are beautiful. He likes Zhang Yuxi's sweet words. He couldn't help teasing her. Wife, if one day your husband goes bankrupt and has nothing, what should you do? Zhang Yuxi blinked, started all over again. In life, it is impossible for everything to go as planned, and it is even more impossible for everything to go smoothly. Lin Feng sat down, and Zhang Yuxi held his face with a gentle look. If your husband is tired and doesn't want to work, it doesn't matter. I can take care of your husband. Lin Feng smiled. You will take care of me. Zhang Yuxi nodded very seriously. Although I can't give you a rich and luxurious life, you still have the ability to eat and wear warm clothes. Lin Feng was moved. He didn't doubt Zhang Yuxi. She was that kind of woman. She trusts you, regardless of the cost, without thinking about the consequences, and does what she wants. If she had thought about it more, she would not choose to give birth to a child and shoulder everything alone. He hugged her and laughed at her stupidity. Your husband is a man? How could he fall to such a field? Zhang Yuxi smiled slightly and said nothing. The news that Lin Feng bought 14 shops in Yuhuli was soon known to others. Others, of course, referred to Lin Dahu and his people. That night, Yu Zhang and Zhang Anman stared at the workers smashing the wall. From 11 o'clock in the evening, they were busy until the mall opened in the morning, and they worked all night. Let's go. Let's go see that villa today, Mingai Villa. Today, the weather is sunny and cool. Lin Dashan suggested that they go to see Lin Feng's villa. The group came to Mingayu Villa. They were attracted by the magnificent gate of the ancient royal palace. Mingayu Villa will be a representative villa in Micheng. Therefore, the degree of luxury is unimaginable. The community is full of pavilions, rockery and waterside pavilions, just like an ancient palace. There are villas of 300, 500 and 700 square meters. There are only 2 villas of 700 square meters. The appearance of the villas here imitates the ancient palace, and it also integrates modern art. It looks unique and beautiful. Lin Feng took them for a walk. Then, they got lost. Lin Feng looked around. This is my second time here, I don't know which way to go. Zhang Yuxi pointed to the sign on the side. It divided the area. Go this way. This community alone is so beautiful that people linger. Zhou Qilin was happy. Wow, it really is true that you get what you pay for. Zhao Lizian nodded, it's pretty good. As a landmark villa in Micheng, it was designed by well-known designers. Finally, after a lot of twists and turns, they came to the villa purchased by Lin Feng. The appearance is similar to the villas they met before. There are 2 wooden doors with classical carvings. After pushing open the door, you can see the front yard with rockery and waterside pavilions, as well as a lotus pond. A small bridge is built to get to the living room. Overall, it is similar to the small courtyard in ancient times. After crossing the small bridge, you will directly come to the living room. In fact, it is not a living room, but a very large courtyard. In the middle of the courtyard is a unique garden with various flowers planted in it. It can be said that the living room part was directly omitted, and it became a very large courtyard. Zhou Qilin said at the time, with such a large place, the babies can play freely. Zhao Lizian also smiled and said, it must be great to lay a plastic track here and put children's play facilities. Zhou Qilin nodded, if it's not big enough, tear down the garden. Zhao Lizian looked at these beautiful flowers. Suggested, you can transplant them into flower pots and put them over there. On both sides of the courtyard are two-story buildings. Combining modern design with the charm of ancient fragrance, it looks particularly elegant and exquisite. Walking in, I saw that this was an antique bedroom with its own bathroom. A corridor was built on the second floor, along with the left and right bedrooms. The living room and kitchen were at the end of the courtyard, and the second floor was a very large master bedroom. Similarly, the master bedroom on the second floor was also connected to the left and right bedrooms by a corridor. The bedrooms on the second floor all had large balconies. The garage was on the underground first floor, with 3 parking spaces. Here, a basement of about 100 square meters was also given, and next to the garage. Several people saw it, and none of them said it was not beautiful. It's worthy of being a villa worth tens of millions. The wooden floor inside is imported, and there are also these beams, these windows. Zhang Fuian took a closer look. These lanterns are all finely crafted, and some look like cloisonné filigree craftsmanship. Mingai Villa is a new villa area, located in a remote and very quiet location. It is also a very good choice to spend your old age here. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.